All right, welcome in once again, Lings and Queens. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is yet another IG King of the Hill. And man, it's been a long but a fun weekend. We just got back from Cyberground at Fairfax for our first IG LAN event. So much fun. We had so many people tune into the stream, up in the thousands, literally right around that number by the time all was said and done. We had a packed house, and now we're ready for more action. Who we got up next, Red Mage?
Actually, we'll be taking on Andrew versus TQ Wannabe here in our first round here on MLG Metalopolis. This looks to be a really exciting adventure here. Everybody was kind of sitting in the chat ready to go, kind of baring their teeth, claiming that they were going to win the entire championship here. So we'll have to see if those words can hold water.
Oh, yeah, as always. Gotta love all the, I wouldn't call it trash talk, but the good-natured, competitive banter. Anyway, once again, thanks again to each and every one of you for joining us here in the stream. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is brought to you by itsgosu.com, as well as by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So we're going to be moving into MLG Metalopolis, and we're going to have a little bit of what looks to be, yes, TVP. TVP, we always talk about this. Your favorite matchup is the Zerg versus Protoss. I'm a big Terran versus Zerg kind of a guy just because I love the Starship Troopers feel of it, me being the sci-fi nerd that I am. But really, TVP, in my opinion, is the single most balanced matchup of all the matchups in StarCraft 2 right now, competitive play. It feels like, you can always look at a ZVP or a ZVT and find little things. It's like, well, Zerg's kind of handicapped here, even though some people won't admit it. There are times when a Terran is a little bit handicapped here and there. But really, whenever you talk about a TVP, everything just kind of balances out. No matter what strategy you want to try and use, no matter what race you're playing, if you're one of those two taking on an opponent in this matchup, you've kind of got the hard counter waiting on you if your opponent is wise and manages to spot what you're doing.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right about that, AC. And the best thing about the TVP, because it is again, it's aliens versus humans, and it's one of those cool things. And the way that they've balanced the Protoss now, so to speak, they haven't really nerfed the 4-gate out of business, but they've made it a much more viable tool for the Protoss. Really, in my opinion, of course, that's like the naivety of a bronze player there, but it gives them the ability to kind of go for those quick. They can start the quick rushing, or they can do the defensive 4 gates.
Right.
In my mind, I've been seeing a lot more of that. I've been seeing a lot more people like trying to churn out those zealots, kind of like Zerglings now, and trying to do little zealot rushes early on, just because they can get them out of the gate faster, as opposed to waiting for the warp gate tech. So it's been given a lot of versatility now, a little bit more in the Protoss camp, as opposed to if you don't do a 4 gate, you're done.
Oh yeah, yeah, especially in a PvP. Really, it's the big change in my mind as a former Protoss player is the reduction in the sentry build time. Really, that makes it so much easier to deal with a lot of early pressure. Ooh, that probe just barely sneaks by for Andrew. The SCV was actually moving into build and wall off quickly, and this is an extremely fast wall being completed by Wannabe, throwing up this second supply depot even before he upgrades the orbital command. We know this build. You and I have talked a lot about it. We've seen a lot of it in competitive play. The idea was the fact he let the probe in was actually a big misstep. The fact that probe got in, because what he's doing is arcing towards a very fast expansion. We see he has no gas. He's way behind on that. That's intentional. He wants to do nothing but get up that second command center as soon as possible, then begin tacking on barracks and using Marines to defend any sort of early pressure, and then he can move out and use bunkers and secure an expansion ahead of his Protoss opponent.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and there goes that command center right there. Now, so Wannabe is definitely going to be able to get on that economic pressure pretty early, and that's going to leave the room open, so to speak, for Andrew. He's going to be able to move in, put a lot of pressure on Wannabe pretty early on, because he's not going to have enough defense. Really, if Andrew can stack the deck in his favor quick enough, and again, this could come right down to using the warp gate technology to warp in. Reinforcements, but not necessarily waiting on that technology to get up your army. You can easily get that out fast enough. All you got to do is make sure you don't get supply blocked and stay on top of that macro, and you can easily could easily damage this quickly. But like you've said time and time again, that window of opportunity closes quite quickly if you can't get that pressure on there soon enough.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And if we can, by the way, I just had a quick warning, something about there being a lot of background noise on my mic. If anyone in the stream or the chat can let me know if that's an issue. I can't really, obviously I'm controlling the camera in the stream, so I'm not going to alt-tab out. to take a look at that. But if we can just get a check on that, I want to make sure my voice is as crystal clear as you guys are as used to hearing it. Sometimes we, just for whatever reason, my mic is so baller, it decides it wants to gank my sound card, and it creates some issues. So I just want to try and get that resolved as quickly as possible. But yeah, anyway, we jump right back down here to Wannabe's base. We can see exactly what we were talking about. He's gone up to 4 barracks now. He's upgrading that second command center to the orbital command, and he's beginning to mass Marines. And, Marines are not viable all the way to the late mid-game, early late-game stage just because of Colossus. Colossus do so much damage to a Marine ball. But what they allow you to do is to have a good force that you can move out with and be aggressive with early on, because a lot of people don't know this. 2 Marines actually out-damage a Stalker, DPS-wise, or excuse me, actually do more damage to a Stalker than a Marauder does. So 2 Marines will kill 1 Stalker faster than 1 Marauder will, even though Marauders have the bonus to damage against armored. So early on, when you're not going to be facing Colossus tech unless your opponent's doing something insane like a 1-base Colossus build, all in, you can pretty much rely on that not happening. But aside from that, just getting mass numbers of Marines and moving out as we're seeing, and actually, wow, Wannabe is going to be
to the gold.
Yes, extremely aggressive. Love this.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we haven't seen quite some time. In the King of the Hill series is that obvious aggression right there. Not only is he sending out a small force to kind of defend it, but he's taking that gold quite quickly, as is basically his natural, more or less. And I think he's going to have a little bit easier of a time than if he were to take the gold instantaneously right off the bat, like a lot of people have tried to do, and it gets very hard to defend there, because once you run out that gold, it's very hard to come back. But right now we see Andrew is starting to move out now, and he's moving into the Xel'Naga Tower, and he's going to find that all this stuff is built up now in that gold. So he's going to know that his opponent has taken the gold. He's probably going to come to the conclusion that this is actually his second base, or possibly a third, but he's going to know that he did not float that main in there. All
right, now Wannabe's going to get those SCVs there. Losing that bunker is actually kind of big here. 1 bunker makes all the difference. He's going to be able to chase this away one way or the other. Actually, it looks like Andrew turned just as the bunker fell, so he didn't take too many losses, but really just having the 1 bunker available because of the range upgrade the Marines get from jumping into the bunker is really, really important in these early game engagements. Wannabe, though, up to just an absurd amount of Marines at the 8.5-minute mark, up to, let's see, 8-16, call it 20 Marines against this small little force here by Andrew. And I'll tell you, Andrew's kind of in a lot of trouble. He's responding correctly. No, he's not. Yes, he is, sort of. He's going with mass gateways. He needs to get the support bay up for this robotics facility. The robotics facility at this point is only going to be able to churn out these Immortals. Churning out the Immortals is kind of a problem because Marines just pretty much violently damage Immortals, because of the low damage but the high DPS on them. So he's going to move out and spot this proxy pylon, this forward pylon by Andrew. Andrew going to try and hold the fort, but Wannabe's really just about in a position now where he's going to be able to go win unless Andrew really gets up some tech and gets a Colossus on the field here soon.
Yeah, he's really got to do something to thwart this economic boost that's just now hitting Wannabe, and it's hitting him pretty hard too. He's up at 800 minerals right now. His gas is still lacking, but when you've got that many minerals, all those Marines will make the difference.
Oh, he's going to push again. He's going to be able to take down the bunker before the SCVs can get there. Force field's decent enough right now. Wannabe just needs to fall back and let those dissipate. A little bit of miscontrol there, trying to force him through that narrow crevice, and he's actually lost a lot of Marines. So, and this is kind of the really important part of this build. This is a build that you see out of so many high-level players. It's a build that I use as Terran whenever I ladder against the Protoss. What's important is we see there are 2 Marauders out on the field right now. The most important part is when you decide to switch to Marauder production. We see that Wannabe's continuing to churn Marines, and this is not the variation that I particularly am the biggest fan of. Usually, once you feel like you've secured your expansion and you're going to be fairly safe, you drop tech labs on each and every one of these barracks, maybe saving one for a reactor just for a little anti-air support if you happen to need it. But in general, it's switching to Marauder tech. Just a bunch of Marauders with some medevacs off of a reactor starport just is so good against the Protoss of any skill level, pretty much going any build.
Oh yeah, and he's Wannabe's doing a great job right now. He's getting up that second bunker again. He's wasting a lot of money, a lot of minerals right now, just trying to remake those bunkers. He really needs to keep a couple of SCVs over there at all times. 1 or 2 just on each bunker, just to make sure that they can hold up just long enough to pull some more over there. But this is, he really has to keep those going. But we see a great flanking maneuver here by Andrew, going all the way around, and He's going to check up that ramp right there and see that there's not a whole lot of defense. He's going to push up.
Oh, yeah, all this force being pulled back now by Wannabe. He's going to have to really do well holding these Stalkers. Oh, great force field there at the bottom. He's going to cut off the reinforcements. The problem with this is Andrew has completely committed his forces now. He's going to have to make this some good cost-effective damage. He has no sentry, so now that force field dissipates, and he's doing okay. He's done a pretty good job taking out these SCVs, now going to work, trying to target fire down anything he can. Probably needs to be picking off SCVs at this point. Not going to be able to turn and fight. But as brilliant a flanking maneuver as that was, it seems like the most brilliant thing in the world when you do it, but I want you to take a look at the supply count here, Red Mage. 36 now after one round of Warpins to the 86 of Wannabe, and Wannabe's got to know his opponent has next to nothing. He committed his entire force to that. He got into the base, and it's a panic moment, but what did he do? He disrupted a little bit of mining, he killed some workers, maybe a supply depot, but by and large, he didn't win there, and he still lost his entire army while Wannabe lost next to nothing.
Yeah, and that's a really tough call right there for Andrew. You know, what do you do at this point? Do you try to tech up? We see right now he's throwing down that robotics bay because he's got to. He's got to do something to combat all of those Marines, all those Marauders, and he's got to find some way to come out on top right there. But yeah, we see him absolutely making nothing else because he did not focus enough on getting his economy up for, to try to combat all that gold mining that he's doing. I mean, when he got into the base, he did see that Wannabe was almost mined out of his main, and that gold is running pretty short right now too. And so he now Wannabe is now expanding into the natural by his main, and so
major engagement here at the ramp of Andrew. So this is game over. I mean, yeah, there it is. Andrew, again, I feel for him. Every now and then you get this idea that you've just got the best idea in the world as to how you're going to be able to lock a match down. But unfortunately for Andrew, he just overcommitted to that attack. It cost him his entire army, and it cost him his shot in Game 1. So we're going to bounce into Game 2 of this best-of-3 series here at our IG King of the Hill.
Oh, you're absolutely right about that, AC. We'll... Players are chit-chatting right now. We're going to be getting out of the game here. We'll be getting a new map choice right there out of Andrew. And we'll get into some nice new action there. But go to itsgosu.com and see what's going on here with all the events that we're doing between now and the end of the year. And 5 to 6 events a week. I can't talk right now.
What's got you giggling? Something's got you laughing.
I'm chatting, and people are private messaging me asking if it's too late to get in. And I'm trying to talk and then get the next map choice up, and it's me and trying to multitask. It just does not work well.
I'll tell you, are we going to let the late competitors in? If so, now would be the time to decide. Because if we're going to go make it a best of one, then now would be the time to switch.
Give me 1 second. Let me check with Mr. Mini-Me behind the scenes here and see if anybody else showed up. Because if it's just the one person, then we'll see something if we can do.
We'll figure something out. Anyway, once again, guys, this is all brought to you by itsgosu.com, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi actually, I got ahead of myself that time. I'm so proud. That's like the first time I've really, really screwed up going through this. So let's give it one more shot. San Yamabushi, Jujutsu and Combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our It's Gosu IG King of the Hill. I'm not even sure what the number is. I forgot to put it up there at the top. How pathetic is that? But it's, of course, always going to be part of our 2011 tournament series. Beta Divisionals, Alpha Divisionals, Omega Divisionals, no matter what your skill level or level of play happens to be, or no matter what kind of games you like to watch in what sort of format, we've got something for you. So make sure you sign up and get involved. It's so much fun. We're giving away $2,500. That's right, 2500. Decimal point 00. $2,500 in cash and prizes just this spring. We're already through most of spring, about 2/3, coming down to the wire here in June. Then bouncing back July through September, we're going to have more events, more prizes, more cash, and all kinds of great stuff. The Beta Divisional is going to be for our Bronze Silver League players, Alpha Divisionals for our Gold and Platinum League players, and our Omega Divisionals always for our Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster level players. King of the Hills on Sunday. Faction Wars, tons of fun there. Our IG Cups with more than $100 grand prize, brought to you by SteelSeries. So much going on here at itsgosu.com, so please run over to itsgosu.com right now. You can open a new tab. It's all right. I won't blame you. Make an account, sign up, check out the news. We've got news on all kinds of games, and just become part of the community. So where are we at, Red Mage? How are things looking?
We're looking pretty good here. Just getting a map choice now from Andrew, and we're going to move into the best of 3 here. So, yep, Tal'Darim. He wants Tal'Darim right there. He wants to go pretty big there in the map side. So nice.
Yep.
I like to see that choice. Yesterday during the LAN events, we did see we did see a decent amount of Zone Nugget, a decent amount of Metalopolis, but still a lot more players were requesting some of the larger maps to really get some room to move.
Right. Well, it's the larger maps has kind of been the direction a lot of things have been moving. And again, I'm always going to be a fan of it. I'm an old Brood War guy, an old BattleNet 1.0 kind of a cat who's used to the Brood War style of controlling space, of siege tanks having like 50 friggin' range, that kind of a play style. Guardians being able to shoot command centers basically anywhere on the map, all kinds of madness. But, that's just a throwback to me, and in my opinion, it's part of what made Brood War great. It's part of what required the extremely high APM the Koreans have to feel to really be competitive. Even now, in Korea, to play StarCraft 1, your Jaedongs and Flashes of the world. So, I'm a big fan of that, and I love seeing these bigger maps come in, and I can't wait to see what more huge maps are going to be making it in as we move forward. But Andrew and TQ Wannabe, Game 2. Players joining up now, going to be getting the ready check forthwith. If you're enjoying the tunes, by the way, you can find these at halotopic.newgrounds.com, myspace.com/Indigo League, and ronaldjinkies.com. Go to ronaldjinkies.com. Make sure you check him out. Seriously, he's a guy, I love him. He's one of my favorite musicians on the whole friggin' planet. Buy his album, Disorganized Fun. You're not going to regret it. That's what you're hearing underneath right now. So, ready checks in. Are we ready to go?
We should be ready to go here in just 1 second. Yep, they're ready, good to go. So we're going to go ahead and roll right into GSL Tal'Darim Alter Andrew taking on TQ Wannabe here, and I'm kind of excited to see what Andrew's going to do about this because Wannabe, he is a Masters, I think maybe Grandmasters if I remember correctly, but Andrew I think is still down in the Diamond Platinum area.
Yeah, to be honest, it kind of showed a little bit, and I'm not insulting him. I mean, it's there's nothing wrong with the Diamond Platinum players. That's right about where I am. So it's just you could just kind of tell Wannabe was playing much more solid, and Andrew pulled a brilliant tactical maneuver, but I don't think he thought it all the way through. It's like when you play chess and you see a great way to sneak in and steal the queen, but then your opponent steals your queen with the bishop right afterwards and puts you in check. One of those things where you just don't think it all the way through, and but that's okay. Andrew holding his own, and we'll see if he's able to steal a game back and tie the series up 1-1.
Oh yeah, and with a map the size of Tal'Darim Alter, both guys are going to have an ability to kind of expand where they need to as far as the base size and go for what kind of technologies that you want to go for. Now the only thing that Andrew's really going to have to be watching out for is the Reaper harass, because we've seen a lot on Tal'Darim. A lot of Reaper harass on this because even with these close spawn positions, there's a lot of nooks and crannies here. Those Reapers can get up, really do a whole lot of damage and a whole lot of misclicking while they're trying to go through. And then at the same time, Andrew could possibly try to hide a lot of proxy pylons, maybe Dark Templar. He could really get creative with this, but he doesn't need to overextend himself here in a best of 3 series against somebody who's a little bit higher, caliber. I'm not going to say class, but a higher caliber player than Andrew. Because Andrew, he's I'll tell you what, he's been in our events almost for the last 3 months, I want to say.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
He is just watching him improve. He's definitely getting a lot faster at what he's doing, and we see him now. He went ahead and took that first expansion there. He's really got to watch out for that.
Nexus first build, it's really
Nexus first build, very dangerous.
Yeah, if this gets spotted, and when Nexus first is even different than a typical fast expand. Going Nexus first is kind of nutty in a good way, because if you manage to hold off the incoming aggression, well, here's the problem though. He may be doing that thinking that Wannabe was going to try and do exactly what he did last game. In fact, the build that Wannabe did last game is more effective on a map of this size than on a map like Metalopolis. The problem is Wannabe's already got his gas gas up, he's going to be doing at least some sort of a one-base build in some form or fashion. We're really going to be able to tell when he decides to take that second gas, but he's going to have the personnel to get out on the field and smack his opponent in the mouth a little bit. So he's actually getting a second barracks up already. So it looks like he's going to be favoring aggression, which is going to be tough for Andrew to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, Wannabe is going out and doing the scouting pattern right now. So he's Andrew can maybe sit pretty here for about the next. I'm gonna guess 15-20 seconds before he gets found out by his opponent and knows exactly where he is, which means he can try to find out about that expansion. I'm really hoping that he throws down a forge here at some point, so that way he can get himself some good defense, because he's right now just stuck with that one gateway that Cybernetics Core is going in now, but he needs something to defend what is going to be pouring out of those two barracks. We just saw a tech lab and a reactor go down, so that's going to put a lot of pressure on.
Concussive shell upgrade on the way as well, so he's going to be trying to favor some Marauders. That first Marauder already in production. He's actually already out with those Marines on the map, so he's going to be able to try and get in there and actually start picking on this Zealot pretty soon. Andrew with one Zealot to defend, chrono boosting out the gateway, or Warp Gate research rather. The Zealot's going to be spotted, and right now Wannabe's got to be licking his chops. Oh yeah, as soon as he sees it, moves out the forces he had there, and he's even pulling SCVs. He's going to try and punish this pretty hard. And I don't know. Oh, Andrew, you're going to have to get some chrono boost. Oh, he wastes the chrono. Well, not waste, but uses the chrono boost on that Cybernetics Core. And look, and this is how brazen you can be whenever your opponent is this set. He says, screw it. I'm going to build a bunker. Come here and look at this. So right as that Zealot's pulled back, by the way, we see the Marines make it up. They're going to start firing down on the pylons. This little conga line of SCVs there going to build that bunker immediately. The SCVs even trying to tank the damage there out of the Zealot. The probes have to be pulled off now, so it's going to be a micro war. He's got one stalker out, the chrono boost on the gateway, but nothing in production. So he's got enough SCVs. He's lost a bunch now to those probes. He needs to make sure he keeps that bunker in production. Right now, though, he's continuing to kite. All these probes are dying for Andrew. So Andrew in really some rough shape, now up to 6 Marines, 2 Marauders. He's chrono boosting out again another Stalker, not going to match up so well. He needs to fire down on that pylon. If he does that, he can, now he's got to target correctly. He's going to lose production on all of this. Yep, there it goes. No way for Andrew to even produce anything at the moment. That's going to be your GG.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, Andrew did try to do a great trick, but unfortunately, with that, you either want to do a Forge Fast Expander, or you want to skip getting Warp Gate technology, put up an extra gateway, and just try to pull things out, as quickly as you can to make that defense. He needed something else for that defensive thing, but great job there, trying to do something a little bit creative, a little bit more aggressive. Trying to and unfortunately it failed, but that's okay. You gotta fail before you can succeed.
Well, we got the GG out of our players, so we're going to be moving on to our next game. They're going to chat it up. Get them out of the game, Red Mage. We got more players on the docket here at our IG King of the Hill. As always, I'm AC. That's Red Mage JR. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you here in the stream with us. Oh, yes. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
There they go, the Pylon song. But thanks so much for being here with us. And we're going to be moving on to our next set here. I'm checking the chat here. See, this is different. When we were doing our live event, last time around, our live event, by the way, for those of you who may be in the stream right now that were at our live event, you guys know it was so friggin' much fun. Such high quality of players. We had so many people join us on the stream, up in literally in the range of the thousands. And, it was just a blast, but the downside was, I was running the stream. We had so much going on. I could rarely check in on the stream chat. Now I get a chance, and I see Ronald Jinkies, Smiley. That's right, Ronald Jinkies is a baller. So, hi Sorso, and hi Yushimi, hi Oomph God, hi everyone in the chat. It's a pleasure to be here with you. We're getting our next matchup signed up. This is our IG King of the Hill, and what number is this? Do you know?
This is number 9 right here.
Number 9, IG King of the Hill, number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com, and of course brought to you by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. Make sure you check them out as well. So who's up next, my friend?
It's going to be TQ Wannabe taking on Dark Passenger.
Dark Passenger, and it makes me so happy. A lot of these names that we're beginning to see at our events, I'm beginning to recognize almost every player that shows up for our events. I recognize both of those names, recognize Andrew right off. I just love to see the community beginning to build itself up here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We love seeing more repeat people coming in. We see a lot of their friends. They're starting to bring their friends in now, and Wannabe saying he wants to go for Shakuras. He's really gonna get big here. He wants to be able to play on some field.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shakuras Plateau. It's one of those maps that no matter how you feel about it, like it, love it, how you feel about it, the way it stacks up in the racial matchups, what have you. I don't think anyone's going to contest the fact that pretty much no matter what's going on in Shakuras, it's an interesting game. Very rarely do I see a dull game on Shakuras Plateau.
Oh yeah, it's always interesting. Something is always going to happen. Whether it be Nidus networks going up all over the place, or just proxy barracks, or just a massive siege line. There's always something cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So pulling the players in now. Once again, I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR. Come on, Dark Passenger. Okay, he's on the clock. He's got 5 minutes. But, seriously, we love you guys, but no lie, Red Mage and I got a nice taste of exactly what happens if we don't start applying the clock rule a little bit more in a more draconian manner.
A little bit more of a whip flash.
Exactly. So, yeah, from now on, guys, seriously, when it's your turn, you got 5 minutes. That's kind of the extent of it, and then we're moving on. And when we say moving on, we mean you're DQ'd. Not that we're going to stick you at the end of the line, because that's not fair to people. And for this event anyway, it's not fair to have people who don't show up and get to come in and compete like through 1 or 2 series to try and win the King of the Hill when they should have been at the top or the middle of the pack. So, But yeah, so we had a blast at the LAN, did we not? I mean, we saw so many good players. NRG Eve, NRG Lucky Fool, VT Avalo, and VT Avalo. Well, Avalo does what Avalo does.
And that's definitely the best way to say it. Yes, he does what he does. So it's gonna get pretty interesting here pretty fast. He's sucking up. That's what he's doing. He's changing his. He went ahead and Dark Passenger changed his portrait from. I want to say it was the Marauder. He's changing it to the Medic chick because he knows
Banshee chick's hotter.
She's the
Banshee chick's hotter, man.
Hottest.
Banshee chick is so hot. So hot.
How many times you want to run this gamut? Every time you do it, you lose in the chat.
I do not lose in the chat. The last time we took a vote, man, it was like what? You won by like 1 vote, and then the time before I won. So the Banshee chick is so much hotter. It's ridiculous. And I'll tell you what, I'll do you one better. She has a portrait that changes. Did you know that? Whenever you cloak the Banshee, the portrait changes.
I did not know that.
Yep, there's actually a few that do that. The Viking portrait changes too. Whenever you
really?
Whenever they're in the air, lower them down to the ground. Yeah, whenever you change like if you're on the ground, the visor comes up and you can see the guy's face.
That's pretty baller.
And whenever the Banshee chick cloaks, like I can't remember exactly what it is. It's like I think it's like some glasses come down over her face or something.
Huh. We'll have to take a look. I'm going to have to remember to take a look at that the next time we have that going on. But we're going to get into the game now. MLG Shakuras, TQ Wannabe versus Dark Passenger here. And this is the second win right now for TQ Wannabe. So he's our prince in waiting right now. He's the reigning champion so far. In this second matchup here. Of course, we're doing the best of 3 here because the field's a little bit shorter because of the holiday. But we're thankful for everybody that's watching us live or watching these VODs because we definitely appreciate you guys coming out. Make sure to hit that follow button because we really need those follows because that lets our sponsors know that we're actually doing work on a day-to-day basis.
That we're actually not wasting their money.
Yeah, exactly right. Not wasting their money.
How awesome is our job? How awesome is our job, by the way, that we could say, "Oh yeah, we need you to hit follow," so we can show that we're not spending our sponsors' money on anything but video games.
That's right.
I mean, how awesome is that? It's like, oh yeah, for us to not waste money, we have to spend money on video games. Damn the luck! How awful are our lives? TQ Wannabe,
so horrible.
TQ Wannabe down in the bottom left, spawning as our red Terran, and we're gonna have Dirk Passenger, Dirk spawning at the top right as our orange Zerg. So, Passenger, it's been a long time. I remember him because, it's kind of odd. It seems like at the tip-top level of play, the races are split pretty even right now. It's about 33% for each one, give or take. Give or take 1 or 2 percentage points. But it seems like when we run our betas and our alphas and even a lot of our omegas, we're very Terran and Protoss heavy. So I remember Dirk for... being one of our consistent Zerg players. I can't remember his playstyle too well, though. So I'll take the beating on that. We're going to be able to see what he's got in store here, though.
I do know that he did give me my Nidus Network one game. I do remember that because I remember not only did he have the medic portrait, but he gave me the Nidus Network, and I said that that is my favorite Zerg player of all time right now. He's given me for the twofer, and if there was any way that Zerg could make a mothership of some kind, that would be the trifecta.
Oh, no,
right
exactly. Although I just want to point out, for whatever reason, you saying he gave me the Nidus Network sounded a lot dirtier than it needed to be.
You're darn right it did. That's one of our awkward moments for today. You know, we didn't really have any awkward moments yesterday.
Well, except when Lucky Fool managed to take our stream down and lose our Team Liquid status. Yeah, no, that was kind of awkward. It's Lucky Fool's a good friend of ours and legitimately like a tip-top level guy who's going to be going to compete. And when I say compete, I don't mean he's going to sign up and get raffle stomped before he even makes it to a group stage or something. He's going to be a guy who has got a legitimate chance to not just place well, but maybe even outright win MLG. I mean, him and Avalo both. And, he's a good friend of ours, and he was coming, while we were taking a break, he came back to talk to us, and we still had the stream going, and we had achieved a featured status on Team Liquid, so we had the viewers just rolling, and it was such a good day. And then he comes back to say, and he goes, hey, guys, can I come back there and talk to you real quick? We're like, yeah, man. He steps on the one cord, the one power cord, that literally unplugged our entire rig. Everything. We had 3 computers, 2 televisions, two very nice microphones. We had sound system plugged up, and he unplugged everything. And he's just like, "Oh, sorry, guys." It's just like, dude, come on.
I think next time to kind of alleviate that, not only are we going to move we're going to have a bigger extension cord, but I think I'm going to bring a battery backup for us next time.
Yes.
I did feel bad. He felt so bad.
Oh, I know he did.
He still feels so bad. He's
such a nice guy too. He's so humble and I hate to use this word because it sounds patronizing, but he's the definition of the sweet player. He's just the guy that you see him. He's always smiling and always jovial and always shaking hands. He's just a sweet guy. And then he comes back, and he was, we were there for his event that was last weekend. And, he loved having us there. He thanked us so much. He thanked me at 2 in the morning after we finished up, and I have to log on to Battle.net to get a game or two in. He thanked us so much, and he's such a great guy, and he unplugged it. You could just see it on his face because he didn't know what else to say other than sorry. But, either way, Lucky Fool, we heart you, man. I'm doing the less than 3 symbol right now just for you. But, all right, back to the game. Dirt Passenger, Dirt took his hatchery first before he got up his spawning pool. Still very safe.
We're actually seeing a double expansion out of Wannabe right now. He's throwing down 2 command center. Well, he threw down that command center. It's now converting itself into a orbital command. Now he's building another command center. So he's definitely looking to stay up as high as the Zerg in expansions, but also trying to get the leg up, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, and he was walling himself in, and I guess the question is, where's he going to stick this? I'm going to guess he's going to put this other command center over here. This would be, to me, the safe place. It's the place least likely to be scouted. Just knowing where Passenger spawn, he's going to know, yeah, this Overlord's going to be right here at the top, so he's not going to put it there. I doubt he would want to put it there because that's just a short jump away, and any Zerg aggression or harassment's going to at least check this spot over at that roughly 10 o'clock position. So to me, I would think the 12 o'clock position, or excuse me, 6 o'clock position would be the natural spot to put that. He's building it over next to the other command center, though. So we'll see. I mean, maybe he's just going to churn some SCVs for a little while, out of the one before floating it out. He's already got, wow, are you kidding me? He's got another command center on the way. He's got 1 in his main, 1 in his natural, 2 building. 1 completed, actually, and another 1 building. So he has 4 command centers right now, Red Mage.
That is absolutely ridiculous. He is definitely looking to put some serious hurt on Dark Passenger right now. And, honestly, right now, he's only got just those Zerglings. He's going to get some roaches out. He's really got to figure out a way to combat this. I don't even know if he sees all that going on. I'm checking his vision right now. Yeah, he sees just the wall end. That's it. He has no idea that there's all this stuff going on.
Right. He's probably assuming a 1 or 2 base mech build. Well, I mean, he's gonna know 2 base. That's me being an idiot. But he's gonna probably be assuming a 2 base mech build. Maybe I wouldn't guess he would think bio. Yeah, and we can see he's reacting to that. He's getting the roach worn down. Has skipped over the baneling nest entirely at this point. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of, to me, it's great. It's great, I guess. It's different. I would say his opponent's not going to expect it. But the issue is, where the hell is he going to put these things? I mean, maybe he just wants to make a ton of SCVs off of 2 bases, then expand twice as he moves out with his first push. I mean, I could see that happening. And he's actually getting a crap ton of barracks now, so Looks like he is going to be favoring Bio. Wannabe just really playing mind games here, doing exactly what one would not think he would do.
Oh, yeah, I was really hoping he'd send that Zergling in there to get some scouting, but it looks like he's just going to send that other Zergling around just to see what's going down, make sure there's no proxy nonsense going on. He does have that one Overlord there in the upper left-hand corner, just kind of hanging out, but I think Passenger realizes that something's got to be up because he hasn't seen any aggression whatsoever out of Wannabe, and he knows that Wannabe's a heavy aggressor. And a heavy mover and shaker, so to speak. So, this is going to be a very peculiar way to do this. Most of the time, a lot of people like
just want to point out what he's doing with the bunker. He's using the bunker as like a sort of a airlock here, moving all the
just shove it in and out. Yeah, that's nice. Well, I'm kind of amazed that he made the orbital commands. Honestly, I would have expected him to make the command centers, float them out there in the middle, and then just you park them and then make planetary fortresses. I mean, you could easily put them right in between both of those.
Well, the big benefit to doing that, right now, he doesn't have to move them out for them to be extremely effective. Really, and now it kind of starts to make sense. Yeah, just mule. If he just mules off of all those. I won't call it all-in-ish. If he eventually floats him out, he's going to be really mining out both those spots pretty quick. But it's going to allow him to just churn at a production rate that Passenger is not going to be able to keep up with for a while. So, yeah, I mean, this is a build, if you're a Terran player, to commit this to memory. It's not something I'm going to say you're going to want to do every match, but it's definitely interesting. It's a bit of a switch-up on the typical TVZ style. And to be honest, I'm kind of getting a nerd boner at the moment just because I'm now that I think about it in terms of mules, just think about the 2-base push you could put together with that many mules. While you're thinking about that, though, pay attention to the battle. The Marine's going to move in. So many roaches, though. Wow. Passenger said, yeah, I don't know what's coming, so screw it, roaches, and a lot of them. I don't care, just going to make roaches. And he's up to 24 of those damn things, going to handle all these Marines quite well. And actually, this is going to present a bit of a window here for Passenger if he decides to get aggressive. There's no siege tech up right now. Bunkers being made, some panic bunkers, but really not that many Marines demand them. I mean, yes, it's a decent enough number, but he's up to just about 20 Marines against many more than that roaches. So if he tacks onto that with one more production cycle, which he's doing, 20 Zerglings on the way, he's got a chance to probably try and break this wall.
Oh, yeah, and right now, this would be the ideal opportunity for our friend, the Infested Terran, GG Last Shadow. I lost a bunch of Marines. Let's go and expand and just start moving those orbital commands around and really taking them. You can see that he is moving that he is moving that drop to the upper left-hand side there. Burrows coming down right now for Passenger. Nice move. I like that. He's going to be able to get underneath that wall, really put some serious damage on now. That engineering bay is going to finish right about the same time, though. That is going to be an unfortunate thing if he does manage to put down those missile turrets and see the ungratefulness of those burrowed roaches.
Well, here come the Marines. All of them dropping out so slow. I hate that anytime you do a drop. It seems like they take forever. Stims in and begins target firing down the drones. I love that. Not even trying to fool with any of the production facilities at the moment, or I should say tech structures for Zerg. Oh, he's going to actually target down the Roach Warren. So great move. They're going to load up, get majority of those guys away. 2 guys not going to be making it back home. The poor their friends going to have to bring back the gold watch that they had shoved up their ass for, 8 friggin' months, what have you. Yes, Pulp Fiction reference. No, the contest is not going on today. We're trying to keep our chops up, Red Mage and I.
That's right. We gotta stay in a practice mode right there.
Stay limber. Gotta stay limber.
Stay limber. That's exactly right. We're trying to work out the brain muscles, but we see a massive move out right now of Passenger. He's moving out those Zerglings and those roaches hobbling right on behind him. But he's just forming up this mass wall. And you know what?
Counter drop. Wannabe's moved back in again and hitting in the back. Spawning pool going to be targeted down now. So no spawning pool, no Roach Warren. Passenger's going to have to make this work. Wannabe up to 161 supply. He's already got that 3rd expansion up at the 6 o'clock position. The army is not being pulled back at all by Passenger. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Making Hydralisks, waiting on upgrades. The Banshee's going to spot all this, and nothing can shoot up. So he's got some Zerglings, some Roaches that are not going to be able to do much. I don't know. I think this is, to be honest,
just push into his base.
This is just a meltdown right here. Passenger, we love you, buddy, but this is really just some bad crisis management. He's lost his hatchery and his main. The Overlord's being targeted down now. And this drop has just literally hollowed out the inside of the main of Passenger. His army can't shoot up, so the Banshees are going to handle that. Yeah, a few Hydras are on the way, but what's he going to do? Wannabe, all he has to do is tack on some tanks, and it's GG. And that drop again, just insult to injury, going to get away about 3/4 of the way intact.
Oh, yeah, and it's not like he can continue to make drones or anything else. He's got to make overlords right now. It's 131 out of 90. He's so supply blocked. Like, he's broke like a joke, as they would say.
Right.
Because he can't do anything right now. He's just stuck. And, the only thing he can do is convert his entire production or his entire worker line into spore crawlers. That's it. That's about the best he can do right now to try to unfree himself. He's having to make 6 overlords right now, and that pretty much used up most of his cash. When he had that option of either going back to his base or assaulting the front, assault the front.
You already know
you've lost everything back in front. Just assault the front.
That was his only choice.
All the way back. That was really the only choice. And running back, he was only losing more units right there.
Right. If he was going to run back, he had to react quickly and get him back home. But he just kind of hung out till the Banshees showed up. Now he's going to run up, and there's going to be a lot of tanks to greet him as well as Banshees. Actually, he's going to catch it a little off guard. We see the tanks unsieging, now going to siege back up. The Marines and the Marauders there, though, to deal with this. That one Banshee just saying, yep, you can't shoot up. Don't worry about it, bro. We're cool. Speaking of hi, Banshee chick, God, you're so hot. So much hotter than the medic. But, so this, now the Banshee's just going to work. Passenger needs to just call his GG. Find the G key on his keyboard. There's no way he bounces back from losing his main. He, as of right now, has a Hydralisk Den. He's rebuilding his spawning pool. He has no Roach Warren. He has, unless I don't know where he plans to get the Hydras and the support units he's going to need. No Infestors even. Infestors really about the only thing that could try to bring him back into this, but the deficit just way too large.
Yeah, it's so huge, and not just in an army value, but just in production. He lost that hatch. He had to remake all of his base amount of.
I just want to point out, just look at this exodus of command centers. He's moving two of them out to the center of the map, and another down to take another expansion.
Yep, there you go. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. He's going to drop them right there, make them into planetary fortresses that completely cuts off that choke, and you put in a couple of bunkers there by the Zonaga towers, and it's done. That's it. That's all you got to do, and then you just make the.
Well, half of these roaches going to be picked off now as they got split up going around that rock. So poor Passenger has not had a good game at all. Literally losing everything with almost no kills to show for it. He's going to try and pull back, I guess, to defend. He's got a handful of Hydras and Zerglings here. But, not going to be any chance here. The Banshees are going to move in. They don't have cloaks, so I can't show you her portrait changes either way. There it is, the GG. So TQ Wannabe taking Game 1 of this Best of 3 series in our IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Certainly is, AC, and go to itsgosu.com, see all the lineup events that we have going between now and the end of the year. 5 to 6 tournaments a week between now and then, and tons and tons of prize money being handed out right there by all of our sponsors. So make sure that you guys hit the follow button there on Justin TV, because that's what shows our sponsors that we're actually doing work, and that opens up the God, we discussed this yesterday. The Showcase Showdown.
Yes.
So we can give out even more cash and prizes there. Because somebody told me that there is no prize closet on Wheel of Fortune, that Vanna White doesn't do that anymore.
The prize closet just sounds like so dirty, man.
Huh?
The prize closet sounds so dirty.
The prize closet does sound so dirty. But back in the day, back when Wheel of Fortune, when you actually had all your money, you had to go through and spend it, they were considered the prize closets.
Right.
So, that Pat Sajak actually used to say that, and it took me a while to remember that. But, yeah, absolutely. But, yep, so let me get a map choice here out of Passenger here. But, AC, tell them about our sponsors that are nice enough to give us stuff.
Oh, of course. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our It's Gosu IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com. And, of course, brought to you by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanyamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. Check them out online. And, guys, thanks so much for being here in the chat with us. I see a bunch of you hanging out in the Justin TV chat. We got some folks hanging out with us in the IG chat. It's a blast, as always. And there was something somewhat important I was going to mention. I have no clue what it was. I had a complete and utter brain fart. No idea. I guess we'll pick that back up shortly. But
I do want to thank Pat Benjamin. He went ahead and posted the link for the people who hadn't seen the Heart of the Swarm leak,
quote unquote.
The actual one, because I did see the end, the quote unquote end, but I hadn't seen the regular leak trailer that everybody was talking about. So thank you for putting that in there.
Yep. Well, we've got an obs here from TQ. It's a little obvious they're on the team, so ask Passenger if he wants to allow that there, Red Mage. But while he's doing that, guys, it would mean the world to us if you could hit 3 buttons for me. Just 3 little buttons would make me the happiest guy on the planet. I need you to hit tweet, I need you to hit like, and I need you to hit follow for us. Not for my ego, not for Red Mages, but because our sponsors really get off on that. And that lets them give us more money that we can give back out to you in the form of prizes. So in our sponsorship prospects have really been increasing due to the people who have been tweeting us, following us, and all that. We've actually we worked with SteelSeries and Red Bull for our live event. 2 pretty big players in the game, man. So we're looking.
Yeah, Red Bull was really cool. They came by and passed out free Red Bull first thing off the bat of the morning. Just before the tournament started. That was kind of cool because everybody got all hyped up.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, and then we all crashed about 4 o'clock,
4 or 5 o'clock at night. Yeah, we were like, we need more Red Bull.
Yep, so guys, definitely please hit that like button if you don't care. And I know it sends you emails and all that. And if you don't want the emails, it's fine. You can turn that off. You do not have to receive those, I promise. But just hitting the like button would mean the world. And, of course, share the link with your friends. So bringing it back into Game 2 of this best-of-3 matchup, we see Dirk Passenger, our orange Zergy buddy, spawning up in the top right. He's trailing 0-1 in this best-of-3. And TQ Wannabe, our creative Terran friend who decided to build 4 command centers before he built the second barracks or a factory, is spawning down in the bottom left. So, this map, a little more orthodox playstyles tend to be favored here. What seems to be the strongest, at least from what I've seen at all levels of play, be it bronze all the way up to the high quality we watched yesterday at our LAN event, is the 2-base Terran death push, where you just get up on that expansion whatever way you can, put together a mech push, and the timing of it is what really makes it hard for Zerg. If you don't put it together and rush to 200, because by then the Zerg's going to have out-expanded you, they can remake their army faster, etc. But if you put together a good mech push of Hellions, tanks, maybe some Marines, definitely some Thors, and push out around 160 or 170, maybe even 180 supply, it really throws the timing off for a Zerg player because they can get caught in a bad production cycle where they've already spent all their larvae on drones. Maybe they don't have the best idea of exactly what your composition is going to be if you're more Thor-heavy or tank-heavy, what have you. And, that sort of a push is so hard to deal with as a Zerg, especially on a map like this when a Terran could just take the gold behind it.
Oh yeah, and sorry, I had forgotten to actually turn on our TL stream. So, sorry.
You're absolutely right, AC.
You're absolutely right, AC. It was so great. It's such a great analysis. That's exactly why we keep you around for the pro analysis right there, and and get you going in with this. With this 2 racks bunker, and I don't like this. I understand it first, at the beginning of the game, but I don't like walling myself in with unit producing structures because you have to lift them off or do it. I understand that there is a supply depot there, but if you're trying to get out a tank or a Thor, you're gonna have to move something out of the way. If you try to go for one base pressure, like if you're trying to do a Thor rush or something. It's just one of those things that, for that split second, it completely undermines what you need to do macro-wise. So you're gonna have to spend a little bit more time with it. So that's the only reason why I don't recommend it. And again, that's coming from a guy that's way down at the bottom. So with TQ being the grandmasters that he is, I might just want to shut up and watch, as opposed to being my bronze snobby newbie self. But we do see him. He's going to move out here with 3 Marines and a whole bunch of SCVs. This could only mean one thing. I think he's going to go up there and start himself some bunker pressure to really do something to Wannabe. Either that, or he is just going to start pouring on some pressure with those 3 Marines.
Well, this is extremely dangerous because we see the Passenger Dirk is I'm not doing that to make fun of him. I just like saying Dirk in that kind of voice. Dirk. But he's trying to do this 1-base roach build. I think this is what you would call a 3-roach rush. So he's going to run right in, just see the Queen just hanging out. The SCV just say, screw it, I'll surround her, not a problem. We got this, bro. Queen's down. And Passengers, where's he going to put those? I mean, yeah, he's making Zerglings. Pretty much all that Wannabe needs to do is build a bunker. Just build a bunker right at the ramp. Hell, wall the ramp off. Yeah, just run down and build like a barracks and a supply depot or something there. And yes, I know he can. That supply depot guarantees that they're going to be able to get out one way or the other. Thus, the purpose of the MLG version of the map. But I mean, yeah, with these Marines rallied in now, these Zerglings trying to watch the line back there. The SCVs though there to tank the damage, and the Marines going to town on the Zerglings. This looks like this is going to be a quick end to this best of 3.
Oh yeah, I mean with everything he's pouring on right there, he does have a couple of Marines just kind of hanging out at the back. I guess he's got them rallied there. He really ought to have them rallied right on top of that supply depot there, just so they can start attacking it as soon as they get there. But yeah, he's just wiping out that drone count right now. Those Roaches coming in, and there's the GG right there by Dark Passenger.
Yeah, Passenger. He gambled and lost just like a bad fart. Every now and then it's going to happen. So I can't believe I just made that joke.
Wow. What? I don't even think that was a left field. That was just kind of like a no field.
What movie is that out of? That's a movie reference. What? Oh, I can think of two movies that sort of kind of relates.
I don't even know where you got that.
It's good though, isn't it? I can't remember the one that like I took it verbatim from one movie, and I can't remember what it is. But there's a joke along those lines in The Bucket List with Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. I'm sorry, not the golfer, the actor. But he says age has taught him 3 lessons. I can't remember what the first one was. The second one was never waste a hard on. The third one was never trust a fart. So, oh yeah, we got to get some potty humor up in here once in a while. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, though I probably shouldn't be identifying myself after that. And this is the IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com, and of course, brought to you by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. Now, Hypocrite Games has got a big announcement coming up pretty soon. Going to be June 7th through the 9th, right around the time of E3. They're going to be announcing exactly what's going on with their game, and it's looking to be it's a phone-style game, right, or like a flash-type game. It's not going to be like a console game, right? You know more about it than I do.
I don't know. They still haven't said. They were like, well, we're still determining what exactly platforms they're going to. They did mention possibly handheld, possibly going on the PlayStation Network and the Xbox Marketplace. So they won't tell us what it is. So I can't really say, because if they're like, oh, it's this kind of game, then we could be like, oh yeah, then there's no way they could put it on a phone, or there's no way they could put it on that platform, or if they were using this, that kind of thing. And so it's, if they would just tell us what it is, what it does, what they're using, as far as like what they're using to build it, we'd know a lot more. But they're kind of throwing out all these weird kind of things, and there's no leaks from them, because it's apparently, from what I'm told, it's only like a 10 to 20 man team.
Right.
I guess I should say person, because there's a couple of females that work there. So a 20-person team working on it. But a lot of those people were actually members of other studios that were cutting jobs and things like that. So they all just decided to make their own game company.
I respect that so much. I mean, you and I, we're entrepreneurial sorts. I've been running a small business that just actually closed its doors. Not by any, by choice more than by economy. The economy didn't help the matter, but and I know you're that way too. So I just love and whenever people say screw it, life sucks at the moment, don't care. I'm just going to do my thing.
Oh yeah, that's how a lot of the great game companies were formed. Honestly, a lot of the people that were originally involved with Warcraft and Diablo left and made some company I can't remember off the top of my head, and that's so bad, because they're actually a very good company.
Source Odin's on the clock, by the way. I just want to throw that out.
Yeah, Source Odin is on the clock. Odin, get back in the game there, buddy. You went away. I know you were watching in the stream a second ago, so close the stream and then get back in the game here, buddy. We want to get you in there. But so people that do that, do usually have a really great job. And what's funny is they usually go back, and the company that let them go or whatever, they end up producing some of the games sometimes,
right?
Which I find hysterical, that they let them go, but they go out of their way to try to buy up the franchise that they're trying to form. So I always find that hilarious. So
oh yeah, no, absolutely, and that tends to happen a lot. Actually, you tend to see that pretty decent amount. So. Anyway, all right, Source Odin, you're starting to run out of time here, buddy. I hate to. We know you, we love you, but we gotta. Red Mage and I talked about this after the LAN, and we've been talking about it before. We love to be accommodating as much as we can, but we've got stuff to do a lot of times, and
of course, because as we're trying to get more and more into because we're not AC and I are trying not to just do StarCraft 2.
Right.
We're also trying to get into League of Legends and Heroes of New Earth and things like that, and so if you guys are big big players of that, please let us know, because we actually just started playing.
Right. I actually like made an account and all that, but I've yet to really get into my teeth into it. So I'm definitely in the mood to learn.
Yeah, and as noobish as I am at StarCraft 2, I really suck at at League of Legends. I'm getting wiped out back and forth. So, there's Odin. He heard us.
Good boy. All right, now he needs to get out of the stream because I'm looking at our viewer list and he's still there.
Get out. Hey, it's Voss. Hey, Voss.
Hey, Voss, baller. Hey, Voss.
And shout out to Hack Benjamin, because he did bring up a perfectly good point here. That Tupac Shakur, it does sound like a Protoss name. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, like Tupac of Shakuris, something like that.
Oh, he had to move a giant tree branch, so like Odin hooking it up right there.
What kind of? It's like, oh yeah, sorry guys, I'm late for your IG King of the Hill #9. I had to go cut down a friggin' tree, bro. Sorry guys, sorry to hold you up. Sorry if it was a minor inconvenience. I was being a lumberjack and shit,
Because he's a lumberjack and he's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Tupac is clearly a DT, absolutely, because we all know he just formed up into an Archon with Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. That's exactly what happened with that.
Uniting the East and the West Coast. I wonder if they're like High Templar and their kill totals crossed over as well. All right. I'm just a cut up tonight. I'll be here all week, folks. Make sure you tip your wait staff. I'm in a mood, man. I just am.
Well, you've been driving because you left the house here a while ago, so you've been on the road for the last 5 or 6 hours.
Seven hours actually. Yeah, I got
7 hours. Yeah, after we were up till 2 in the morning, and then we woke up at about 9ish, 10 o'clock this morning, and we were kind of goofing off.
Right.
For not, or I love the phrase that I was goofing off. You were actually doing work.
Trying to, anyway.
We're trying to do work.
We're not going to get into that. Let's just say, yeah, I worked this morning and none of it worked out the way it should have. But anyway, jumping back in, TQ Wannabe coming off another win, so he's our twice times Prince in waiting, competing for our IG King of the Hill crown here in this last King of the Hill of May, and he's going to be taking on Source Odin, a name we know and love, a guy who comes out for a lot of our events, our purple Protoss spawning down at the bottom, while Wannabe spawns over at the right. So, and even Wannabe's like, where's the GG Last Shadow guy? And then I guarantee that the Last Shadow's practicing for MLG. That's exactly where he is.
Yeah, because he didn't even show up to the LAN event yesterday, or the Lucky Fool event the week before. So he's got to be doing something. He's definitely in training or something. And I know a lot of people were doing the MLG pre-qualifiers yesterday.
Right.
I think they're still today, because I did see our friends over at Hypercrew were still doing some more with that. So that's going to be very, very exciting. And for those of you in the Northern Virginia area, if you want to come down to Cyberground on Friday, Saturday, and I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when they're doing all those broadcasts, we will have TV set up, so you will be able to watch all the MLG events going on. We want to make sure that everybody has
so long as MLG cooperates, so long as Sundance doesn't screw us.
As long as that goes through, yes. So we'll have them all streaming in high definition, so you don't have to pay for the stream. But we do ask that you come down and give Cyberground a couple of bucks, $5 or so,
right?
Just to thank them for kind of hanging out. We're going to be taking up a lot of TVs and a lot of space. Just $5, buy some sodas or something for them is always kind of great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have no idea what TQ Wannabe's talking about. Whatever, 604 StarCraft, Vancouver waiting, I guess. Source Odin. Oh, God, I'm in a mood. I can't believe
You're coming down off that. Because Wannabe and I, we were discussing before you arrived on StarCraft. I was asking if anybody was doing anything fun for the Memorial Day weekend. And again, we want to thank everybody that's serving or has served in the armed forces. We can't be playing StarCraft without your sacrifice and service. So thank you all very much. I come from a big military family, so I absolutely applaud all veterans and those who are serving. So thank you guys very, very, very much from the deepest part of our hearts here at the IG staff. So, no, we were talking about, because he was like, "What do you mean it's a holiday?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's right. You're from Canada." And I thought he was from Quebec. So and he's like, "No, I'm from Vancouver. It's too cool of a place."
You shut your lying mouth. You shut your whore mouth. It's one of those moments.
So he's like, and I was like, "I've never been to Vancouver." He goes, "That sucks. Don't come." Apparently it was God, now I already forgot the name of the holiday in Canada already, but it was like Liberation Day or something was last week. So he says, yeah, we had our vacation last week. So, okay, well, yeah, so that's right. We're having Memorial Day, and you guys celebrated
Liberation Day. We get in the boot and go to the lake, eh?
Hey, with our bagged milk. We do see a Reaper coming out right now for Wannabe. He's coming in the corner. Back into the actual game here.
Yeah, something like that.
Coming in, he's doing a great job microing that little sucker all the way around the edges, keeping it in the fog of war there, keeping it out of the sight of Odin. Source Odin here is down here on the bottom left here in the mechanized version of the test bug. So I don't know. I think he's waiting for either another Reaper, but I don't see any others.
No, he's holding off on the scout. This is when you have room to do this. The problem is you generally don't have room to do this. He's not going to be trying to harass with this Reaper at all. He's waiting for a timing, and it's going to be right around 6 to 6.5 minutes. I'd be willing to bet just about anything. Actually, he's going to do it now, a little bit earlier than I would have guessed. But you hang and wait, and then you rush in. You see, okay, 2 gas. You spot that immediately. Now you can take pot shots at probes. The 2 gas is really what you need to see, but importantly, he's going to go, okay, how many gateways? One cybernetics core. All right. Now, I don't even have to get down here, but I'm going to go right down and see, yes, there is an expansion, because that's what 1 gateway would have told him anyway. So, but, the idea is you get a scout on what your opponent's doing, you take a pot shot or 2, but if you wait until that, again, right around 6 minutes is whenever I would do it. Whenever I would do something like that, is you get so much information. Even if you die immediately, if you spot 2 gas, that gives you enough info to know that, like, a 4 gate's not coming, And then if you just move across, you can sweep through the base, and every little thing you see checks things off the list in your head of what you could be facing.
Oh, yeah, in a good move for Odin at that point would have been to put that pylon instead of behind that extractor, or, sorry, assimilator right there, would have been to put it in that little cubby corner there, so we could make sure that nothing was going to pop up again if something was going to pop up, because that's the last thing you need is something to be dropped over there or hopped up again like that with those Reapers. But great scout there by Wannabe, definitely showing that he is worthy of winning the 2 in a row so far, and really claiming some map awareness, and taking his expansion, throwing down that bunker, really getting into the nit and gritty right here. We do see him that he's building another factory right there that could probably be either the precursor to some more drops, or it could be maybe he's going for some more some heavy tank play coming in because of all those choke points there on test bug. There's a lot of choke points, so you could easily make the Avalo lines that we like to call them of just siege tank goodness right there at the front choke point, and just shell them from one side to the other.
Right, well, we've seen this out of Wannabe, and not just this event, but the other times we watch him. He tends to favor a lot of bio play in a TVP, and I'm a big supporter of that. I think bio is so flexible in a TVP. You just got to be on top of your scout. You got to make sure that you don't miss the Void Ray transition or something like that. He's actually getting up. I thought I saw a Ghost Academy.
Robotics Bay coming down, and then I saw it flip up.
You
just have it.
It just completed. Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking, I didn't know if he canceled or completed. There he is. So yeah, he's got the Ghost out early. Love that, and having Ghost out, before the 10-minute mark just reminds me so much of right after the beta, whenever Terrans used to do that. Almost every TVP matchup, a build, you can make the argument, and I don't feel like having this argument with everybody, but to me, the guy who really went about popularizing the typical 1-1-1 Marine Ghost build against Protoss was Braddock, Roxas Braddock. And, just seeing the Ghost out this early, and this is going to be a timing push without a doubt, probably right around the time the concussion shells finish, maybe the combat shield, who knows. He's got the medevacs on the way. But it's, sometime in the very, very near future, when one or all of these upgrades finish, he's going to be pushing out with a Ghost heavy, not heavy, but a Ghost augmented army. And he's going to have the EMP there to do some damage. So he's going to walk across the map. Don't think this is going to be his major push, but he is going to use the factory there to float out and try and take a look at what's going on down in the Purple Protoss home base.
Oh, yeah, and yesterday we saw probably the most hysterical use of nukes ever between Avalo, and I can't remember who the Protoss player was, but he was using, he had, 9 Ghost Academies or something, and he dropped nukes just
He dropped 6 nukes on one Nexus. 6 nukes. And I'm not talking like he had 6 ghosts that dropped 6 nukes at once. We'll get back to that story. We're going to see a scan go down, and Source Odin has been caught real thin, immediately loses the Colossus, and this is why Bio is so deadly. The mobility of it, whenever you decide to move out, you can split it up, you can do the drop, so you can just flat out run into your opponent's base and begin killing stuff off. He's going to lose this Nexus, and this is basically GG. I mean, to lose a Nexus at this point in the game, just the 11-minute mark, you're way behind in tech, you don't have the production, now you've lost the income to support, trying to build these Colossus off of one base, no way to bounce back. He may be able to force this attack to maybe back up and regroup, but you don't bounce back from this at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. You know, especially with as much aggression as Wannabe can probably pour onto him right now. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard for him to come back. He's starting to take upgrades right now. He's getting that. He's getting out those medevacs, so he's going to be able to keep those stemmed Marines and Marauders just going nonstop. And you know that observer's watching this all come around right now too. Nexus is trying to be remade at the moment. That factory's still floating around. And down goes the money scan. So you saw the Nexus force the cancel right there, right. And now double pylons going in there. I don't know if he has a forge either. So, yeah, he does have a forge. So. Because he's getting the upgrade, Red Mage. There you go. So he's getting the upgrade, so he's got to have the forge. So yeah, you can easily throw that down. But yeah, go to the LAN events from the last couple. I think it's the one in the middle. It's one of the ones in the middle. But watch for that game right there with all the nukes. You should watch them all anyway. But they were awesome. Great matchup.
In fact, we'll try to get that replay up, and we'll tell you. Okay, he's going to back up, so I'll go ahead and complete the thought I had before. He dropped 6 nukes on one Nexus that was kind of trying to be hidden, and he didn't drop 6 at once. He dropped 6 consecutive nukes off of one Ghost just because he wanted to kill it with nukes and nothing else. There's the EMP, goes off, catches right in the heart of the units. The Colossus down immediately. Snipes going off now to deal with the Zealots. Still a high Marauder count for this small little engagement, and there's the GG. So Odin falls down 0-1 in this best of 3 series at our IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Absolutely right, AC. Go to itsgosu.com, see all the events that we have going on, and look forward to seeing all the upcoming events that we have coming up, not just for StarCraft 2, but for League of Legends, Heroes of Newerth, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Mortal Kombat, what was the other one? Super Street Fighter 4, Dota 2 when it comes out, and many more, because we are starting to look out and see if there's any other games out there that are being big underground games there for esports. So if you play a game with a lot of your friends and you're like, hey, you guys really should be getting in on this, please let us know. That's the best way that we can find out, because we can only play so many games in a day, and honestly, my Xbox and PlayStation have been feeling very neglected because I tend to play only PC games right now. And the last time I played major amounts of PC games was basically back in college.
Right.
Was the last time that I played almost exclusively PC games.
It's taken me a while, but I'm gradually turning you into a PC elitist. PC's so much better, man. It just is.
It's weird. I never consider myself a PC because I still can't play first-person shooters on PC. I just can't. That ability has faded from me. Playing in the Unreal Tournament, playing Half-Life 1 when they were there, or as my girlfriend at the time called it, No Life. It's just one of those things. And then as soon as I started playing them on the, and I hate to give credit for this, but to Halo, because I hate the Halo franchise.
Well, the original Halo is okay.
Yeah, the original Halo, but
and that's such a hipster thing to say, by the way. And I'm not saying I disagree or I'm insulting you. It's just something happened to Halo at some point. It wasn't, it's not like I was into Halo back when it was on the original big black Xbox.
No, I can tell you the exact moment when Halo lost really all credibility to me whatsoever was when they were talking to the plant or whatever it is in Halo 2, and even Cortana was like, "What is that thing?"
Right.
And he's just like, I am the culmination of all your... What? like they didn't even know it. And then when Halo
I am the Deus Ex Machina. I am the completely, utterly arbitrary plot hole filler. That's all it was.
I am Leech, and I am one, and I am many. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're not telling me anything. But, and then in Halo 3, I'm playing through it, and I literally I almost didn't finish the game because I was just so irked at that point, because you can tell when they switched from doing DVD or real-time rendering into just having a painted background and moving an object in front of it.
Right.
And there's literally like a moment like toward the end where you can tell that they ran out of time or ran out of money. But this is Microsoft with Halo, so it was out of time.
Right.
There's no way they ran out of money. They just ran out of time because they wanted to do something else. And they did that, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
For me, it was definitely the ending of the second Halo 2. But, right about the time they're just like, yeah, let's just make him flying towards Earth in the most unsatisfying single player game ever. And it's just like, you know what, Halo's all right. And Halo's one of those games that its success kind of killed it in its own way because everybody copied it. And, it's not that everybody copied it so it's bad. Everybody copied it because the concept was new at the time. I mean, it's hard to think back on that. But the concepts that Halo introduced, limited weapons that you can carry around, shields that regenerate really being the crux of the big battle mechanic, so to speak, is the fact that you lose so much shields and you've got life underneath, and the shields regenerate if you go hide and suck your thumb for a minute or whatever. Those were big-time changes to the battle mechanics of video games and console FPSs, really. And everybody copied it, and what happened is a lot of people began to do it as good or better. And when that happens, they can't just be like, oh, we're Halo, so we can skimp on single-player. We can skimp on really offering a transcendent experience and trying to expand. And like Halo Reach, I haven't played it, but looking at it, that's what Halo 2 or 3 should have been. But it wasn't, because they got lazy, complacent, and I just don't, I'm not a console gamer anyway, and there's nothing about Halo that would make me turn into one.
Yep. I tend to really play, although, I was reading the latest Game Informer, they're talking about the new Assassin's Creed, I was like, you know what? I want to go back and start playing Assassin's Creed all over again.
You can play it on PC, man. Play it on PC.
I can't play it on PC.
I will get you a controller.
I love my controllers.
But I can get you a controller that hooks into a USB port. You can buy a 360 controller.
I have it. I have the Microsoft
so what's
controller
the
that
problem?
does it. I don't know. I don't love my PC enough to do it.
Well, we're going to fix that. Anyway, StarCraft's on. Somebody's playing StarCraft over top of our discussion, so I guess since they're
There's
so
a StarCraft
rude.
game? What?
Yeah, since they're being so rude, we'll jump into this.
That's right. We'll actually start covering the game that Source Odin want to be. They're trying so hard to actually play a good game here, and we're completely ignoring. So we do apologize.
It's the equivalent of a thread hijack.
I got to go, off on a rant like that.
But now, honestly, I don't feel too bad because just now, the interesting stuff's starting to happen. Dual starports now out of Wannabe, and the reactor with churning out the Marines to try and present a certain look here at the front. I'm sure he'll use them in some sort of an attack. But when you go double starport this early at the 5-minute mark, the Banshees are kind of going to be your army. That's really all you're going to have. You may have some Marines hanging out at the front, but really, more or less, the Banshees are your entire army. And it's not, we see the 3 gates here out of Odin, so he's got 2 gas up. It's going to be the timing of that robo facility, and that timing, that robo facility might be late. He's trying to hide an expansion over here at this 9 o'clock position. I know why he's doing this, because he asked Wannabe, it's like, oh, what level are you? Wannabe's like, GM. And he's like, oh, how high? 33rd. He's like, oh my god, Zomg. And so he's basically trying to do something cute and make it a dice roll as best as he can. But did something die? I just saw some dead limbs hanging out here. What the hell was that? Did you see that?
I did not see that. I was down in Odin's base right now. I'm watching him make the forge.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Source Odin, right next to that first gateway. There was some dead limbs hanging out there. I don't know what he did. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't see anything. I guess I was down a little bit too far, but that's weird. Maybe it was just some ghost.
It looked like a dead stalker, to be honest. But I don't know. Don't have a clue. I'm going to stop talking about that because there's actual more stuff going on. The command center going down now. Out of Wannabe, so he's going to be trying to expand behind these Banshees. The cloak's about halfway done, and the cloak timing really so important. And right now, just more gateways on the way, and this is going to be bad news for Odin. And there comes a point, when that cloak finishes, if he has 2, 3, 4 Banshees, it's basically GG. I mean, and it's kind of, nobody likes to lose that way, and it's no fun to play in or watch those games because they always drag out. They try and hide bases and hide pylons to stay alive while they try and get the robo facility up. But really, if you have 3 or 4 Banshees and Cloak and your opponent does not have a robo bay, you just walk in, kill all their probes, and they can do literally nothing about it.
Oh yeah, Wannabe doing a great job right now. He was going out searching for those proxy pylons all over the place right there. Completely walked by that hidden expansion that Odin has. Great job there. Trying to maintain everything, and at the same time, you see that Banshee has now come down. It's just outside of the natural. And he's got to be thinking at some point that either there's going to be some heavy aggression coming, because he's on the one base, or it's somewhere.
All right, watch the Banshee portrait. You'll see it change. There we go. Yeah, her little visor comes down.
Oh wow, the little mask comes down.
Yep. So anyway, yeah. That for those who just joined,
it's like pulling a paper bag down on the other girl.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's much better. It's still better than your medic who looks like she's wearing sweatpants. You know, she's like the fat girl in sweatpants every time she shows up. But yeah, I mean, like right now, Odin's getting the cannons. That's all well and good. But look at the probes. The probes are dying. There's no expansion for him to run this through. I mean, he can run it over there. He can't run him down to the natural. But now he's just going to uncloak the Banshees, and he can gradually pick at the pylons. And he's actually focusing now on the forge. And uncloaking there, that's kind of a hit-and-miss move because it does cost energy to activate the cloak. So you kind of got to assume, it's usually in most cases better to just go ahead and leave them cloaked. But, look at the Banshee count now. Up to 5, going to take down the pylons. He's going to be supply blocking his opponent before too terribly long. Now the Cybernetics core is dead. Now the pylon's going to be dead very, very shortly. And, back here we see, yes, one cannon's already up, but these probes are actually being followed by the SCV as they make their way across the gold. So if they're going to head up here, that SCV's, yeah, I mean,
gonna see it.
Well, yeah, even
real quick.
He's going to see these units here. It doesn't matter, they doesn't get up to see. He knows what's going on, and really, again, I guess maybe I'm a little bit like Idra. Whenever something like this happens to me, and it does happen, whenever I'm just this far behind, I just GG and save everybody the time,
But I kind of dig this from Odin. He wants to go out in a blaze of glory. He wants to pull out the Tony Montana and really just he wants to load up his little friend and go for it and see if he can survive. But yeah, this is going to be basically killed before it even had a chance to live because he's lost that support. He's right back up to his 3 warp gates and whatnot, but.
What's he going to do with it?
It's not going to have anything. Yeah, right. They're not really going to do anything because he's got the Ravens coming out right now. They're getting the upgrades to that, so he's going to be able just to throw down, point defense drones and then turrets right on top of them, and then that's it. He's done.
Right, at this point, I don't even know why Wannabe's fooling around with these gateways. Yeah, there you go, buddy. You know exactly where he's trying to hide out. He's probably assuming his opponent that it wasn't already built over there, which is a pretty natural assumption. He's going to figure that out real quick, though, when he gets over here and sees a fairly fully built base. But, yeah, now he's just going to go cloak and kill more stalkers. Cloak. Yep. He's going to cloak anytime now. Anytime.
There's going to be a cloak.
Actually,
after he kills off that other stalker,
there we go.
The sentries, I guess. There's the cloak.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah.
Gets him in there. Yeah, there's very little that they can really do, and there's the GG right there. So
Odin, maybe a little bit intimidated, but can you blame him? Wannabe just a baller player, 33rd on the Grandmaster list, so he's going to move on once again here in our IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Yes, so Red AC. Go to itsgosu.com, see all the lineup of the amazing activities that we have going on all the time. The spring series is about ready to come to an end, and that's going to lead only into the goodness that is going to be the summer series. I guess is what we're calling is the summer series throughout the season. Again, we're gonna move over most of our events because they're all very, very successful. That's not test. That's not map. I didn't mean to put test. What am I doing? So I guess I can't type in anything. But yeah, we have a lot of events coming up, and we're only going to be adding on to those events as we go on. We are trying to set up some more LAN events. We are trying to set up some other style tournaments, not just for StarCraft 2, but for Heroes of Middle-earth, League of Legends, Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, that kind of cool stuff. So, make sure you hit the follow button there on Justin TV, because the more follows we get, the more our sponsors will love us. And
exactly.
They'll actually give us more stuff to give out. We'll be able to increase our prize pools. We will be able to do way more events for it. So, all you got to do is just hit that follow button, and that's like 2 seconds worth of your time.
Right,
there.
And you could turn off the emails, because we were hollering.
Turn off the emails.
We were hollering that out at the LAN. People were like, but I don't want to. I'll get emailed. Gah. It's like, oh, come on, man. But if it bothers you that much, you can. Chris the Beast said he played against you, my friend.
Chris the Beast played against me?
Yep, probably played against you in one of the LANs. So who would that make him? Let's play a little guessing game. Who would that make him?
Chris the Beast. That would be Is he Venos? Are you Venos, Chris the Beast?
All right, we get our next game set up. I'll
get that one going while we go up here.
Well, we've got to wait on the stream. You know, there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, so we'll get the answer from him forthwith while we're waiting on that and while we get our next game set up. Once again, I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is the IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com, and of course brought to you by Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanyamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So I'm going to go ahead and pop our calendar up as well. Just take a look at that. How beautiful is that? Every box that is anything but white is a day we've got something going on, and that isn't even our full calendar. It was at one point. We've got live events next month. Something I'm so excited for is going to be our charity event, and we're going to have a lot of information coming out about that, but we're actually working with Child's Play on that. So my favorite charity in the whole universe, and can't wait to bring you more details on that. But, yeah, we got stuff for everybody. Beta, Alpha, Omega, doesn't matter what level of play you are, Bronze through Grandmaster, we've got events for you, and tons of open events like our King of the Hills, our IG Cups. So, no matter what, head over to itsgosu.com, you'll find something for you. So, who we got up next, my friend?
It's going to be ZZ Orange is going to try to topple off TQ Wannabe right now. And I'm having to remake the map because I put the wrong.
Apparently, Chris the Beast is Cyphers. He says
Cyphers. Yes, Cyphers. Yeah, as soon as he said Cyphers, I was like, Cyphers. Yes, I know Cyphers.
Yep. So
very cool.
Sorry if occasionally we don't recognize you right off. It's it's one of those things. Yeah, we're so popular. It's just so hard to keep up. No, it's not that. It's just the fact that we meet so many people at our live events that they all kind of start to run together. Especially when a lot of our live events kind of go down the way the last two have, where we get there at 9 in the morning and we're not done till 1 or 2 in the morning, and things kind of start to run together. But thanks, Cyphers, thanks for joining us, and thanks to everybody hanging out with us in the stream and in the chat. Just to call a few out that I'm seeing right now, I see Chris the Beast, Hack Benjamin X, Jagrog, Jung Human, Kurtops, Oh Billy D, Oomph God, OMFG God, OMFG with God spelled out,
Oomph God,
Yushimi. Tons of other people, so thanks so much, guys. And I'm not trying to leave the people I didn't call out. Don't get mad. I'm just running through the list, and I got to join the game, so I can't sit and read through the whole list. But thanks so much for being there with us in the stream, guys. Thanks to everyone hanging out with us in the BattleNet chat and all the other fun stuff, and of course to our competitors, no matter the event, be it tonight's King of the Hill or all of our events that we have throughout the year. So TQ Wannabe, once again, he's one win away from getting a little bit of a break. So if he manages to take this down, we're going to have the next two competitors up, while Wannabe takes a small break. Going to be Terminus RE, and we're going to have a ZVT matchup, my bread and butter matchup. Actually, whenever I play, I hate this matchup. I hate TVZ. But to watch, I love it so much. I'll tell you why. I fell in love the moment I saw it. The Baneling chase down. Whenever you siege your tanks up and you're going tank marine in the mid game or what have you. And the Banelings move in. It's just the most exciting moment in the world because the Marine stem, and especially, I can't remember who it was, but it was two major players. It wasn't Boxer. It was somebody else. It was another major Terran player from Slayers, maybe MMA, on Crevasse. And he ran. He was at near his opponent's natural expansion. And the Banelings came running down, and he was a little bit behind in army count. He ran his entire pack of Marines from his siege line, which got eaten alive, by the way, at his opponent's expansion, all the way back into his main base. And just seeing that kind of madness where you're having to run your entire army while stemming in a true panic, while Banelings chased after them all the way across the map, that just gives me a nerd boner, man.
That was crazy. Actually, there was a really funny scenario yesterday too. Our friend Tornhire that was helping us out with the brackets yesterday. He was playing, and they were watching a replay of his, and he had gone in for a cannon rush, and his opponent had gone in for a cannon rush. They both decimated each other's mains,
right?
And then they went ahead and just rebuilt their mains in their opponent's mains. So it was just a complete swap. Like they literally rebuilt everything exactly where it was in their opponent's base, but they wiped each other out first and then rebuilt. I thought that was just absolutely
a true base trade. It's like, no, actually,
true base trade.
I'm going to play very safe. I'm going to get up some cannons early. I'm just going to put them in your base because I'm planning to expand there anyway. So yeah, just going to go ahead and take thinking one step ahead. That chess sort of a thinking. But anyway, we see this. I don't know. Wannabe, I think it's typing is. He actually missed a pretty big timing there. He's up on 13. Still has not built his barracks. Yeah, now getting it down. And that SCV was there when the minerals and the supply were right, but he was, I don't know what he was doing. He was screwing around because he missed throwing it down and the drone got in the way and started picking at him. But now he has the barracks down. No worries, no problems. ZZ Orange seems to be saving up for an expansion. Yeah, going to take that hatch first. So going to rely on the map size and breadth and what have you. And why do we not play on the one with the rocks, Red Mage?
Because they still have it listed as Terminus RE in the map pool.
But no, Terminus SE is the name of it. There's the
right.
the Blizzard map.
But on physically on the website it says Terminus RE.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
Yep. So as you know, so we're gonna have to go back and change those. So yeah, no, I wanted to play on the map one, and I did a double check to see if we had corrected it, but we had not, and I didn't want to put it on SC and then have them go, well, wait a minute.
Oh, no, I got you. No, I appreciate that. It's the good integrity, my friend. I support the decision fully. I love this version of the map's okay. It was my favorite map before. But the addition of those third rocks really, I think, completed the map. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, on this version of the map, you can see there's no no direct entrance other than the ramp here, right near the natural into this third near the spawn locations. In the new version, there's you can walk through into the back of it, and there's some destructible rocks blocking it, which I think really changes the dynamics of the matchup quite a bit. So. Oh
yeah, and a lot of the pros, I was talking to Lucky Fool and a couple other people yesterday about it, and they were like, "Oh no, we like the RE better." I'm like, "Oh, because you can sit there and you kind of feel you can either siege down or that kind of thing." I'm like, "No, I like having those rocks there because you no longer can just wall off there that choke and just completely decimate your opponent and make them come at you. Now you've got to worry about them taking those rocks out and coming at you from a flank, and I like that. I'm right there with you. I think it offers such a better variety of gameplay.
Well, it opens things up, and and it's like. And it kind of surprised me to hear the top-level players saying that. Well, in a way it does, in a way it doesn't. I guess if you get used to it and you learn to be successful with it as it is, then you don't want to see it change because it just screws with everything you've already learned to do on the map. But largely, you make a great point, and I think it's something that a lot of players, no matter their skill level, miss, is that those rocks are a double-edged sword. It's not just that your opponent has a way to get into your third and start wreaking havoc. It's also a way for you to get out if you get contained. It's one other thing for your opponent to account for. And I'd say it favors, if anything, more aggression on the third as opposed to using it to get out of a contain, because you don't see a super high number of contains. Not like you see that every game, but it makes it so the map is more three-dimensional. It makes it so the map is not just all you have to do is just siege up, or all you have to do is defend one choke to defend 3 bases, and then you can macro to 200 and then A move. It makes it so that more styles of play are going to be favored and very, very viable.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. And then when you come out to the further out choke, kind of where all the ramps and things are, where the map really starts to open up. I like a lot of opponents or a lot of players that take that choke as their primary choke point to start putting up their siege lines and things like that. And that gives them so much more room to work because you have fallback positions, and that is the one dangerous thing. And and I still do it like anybody else. I try to create all my defensive lines right there, right in front of my natural, or right there, right in front of my main. And that's dangerous because if that fails, then you have no fallback point. You're literally going right back into your base, and you're dragging your opponent with him. With you. So, by having that little bit longer of a kind of a dog leg, more or less, you've got a lot more room to set up, a secondary defenses.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, now getting into the meat and potatoes of things, we saw the pretty quick expansion out of Wannabe, and of course his opponent, ZZ Orange, went I'm in a mood. Ignore me. Okay, I'm in one of those moods where I just want to look at people's names and make sounds. So, anyway, and ZZ Orange took his hatch first, so getting into things now, we see Wannabe using the factory and now even the engineering bay to try and make this a bit more of a formidable wall-off here at the expansion so he can sit back and do his thing. Orange, on the other hand, kind of doing, well, not on the other hand, on the same side of the coin, doing about the Zerg equivalent, gets 4 spine crawlers up very, very quickly, and a pack of Zerglings to try and defend. So going to be playing very active, doing a good job getting Overlords and Zerglings out on the map to control these Xel'Naga towers, etc. But, Banshees and Ravens look to be the order of the day once again for Wannabe.
Oh yeah, and we see now that Zergling is making its way over there, trying to see what he can see. The the Overlords do a good job at getting kind of around the edges, but you really need to get kind of a on the ground view of what's going on, so that way you can really get a good beat on exactly where stuff is being placed on the interior of the bases, because sometimes you'll miss something.
Well, this first Banshee makes its way over to the main here, beginning to poke his nose around.
Not the Banshee.
Yes, the hot Banshee. So much hotter than the Medic. Makes its way over. And it's kind of poking its nose around. Not a whole lot of firing going on. Doesn't look like ZZ Orange is overreacting at all. He's got down a couple Spore Crawlers. He's getting an Overseer just in case. So very passive. And it kind of surprised me. See, Wannabe didn't even try and kite a little bit. He didn't even take pot shots at the drones when there was no Queen anywhere near him. So, it doesn't look like he's going to be using this for much more than a scout. In fact, he at this point, Fusion Core.
I'm just getting ready to say, I see a Fusion Core. I have not seen a BC in so long. Oh my goodness! I know a lot of people were clamoring for a BC rush yesterday, but no BC rush came, and it was people were a little disappointed. But then they were the appetite was satisfied with all those nukes that were being dropped. But I miss the good old fashioned BC rushing. It's just cool. BC rushing with a nice little Raven backing. Really can't hurt. I don't know why he's getting the Seeker missile. I guess to heat up some of those.
Because why not?
They're bunched up. But,
I mean, if you're gonna go with a BC rush, why not get a Seeker missile? I mean, let's be honest. As awesome as they are, BCs are not the most economical friggin' units, man. I mean, if you're gonna do it, do it. Just be like, screw it. You don't see battle cruisers ever. What else don't you ever see? Hunter Seeker missile, sure. And
sure, we'll get a Hunter Seeker. We'll make it the oddball day.
I really think that Seeker missile is gonna get a buff at some point, because right now, I mean, and we saw it in at the land the other day. It was fired at 4 siege tanks that were right on top of each other, and all it accomplished was to take them down barely into the yellow health. It's just like that is not worth it at all, and because it's an AOE sort of a spell, if you will, or sort of an ability. It wouldn't have mattered, it's not like if he had shot it at just one tank that it would have killed one tank. It's it's an AOE thing. It's not like it's a dispersed damage over X amount of units. So at most, you're able to maybe take some tanks or something like that down into the yellow. And in the perfect world, it's like, oh, there's a big pack of Zerglings and I'll just kill a bunch with one ability. But that never friggin' happens, man, okay? It just doesn't.
Yeah, you're not going to waste the Seeker missile. It's 125 energy. So by the time you get the Raven up there, it's almost like firing the Yamata cannon. Unless you've had those battle cruisers sitting around like sentries for like half the game, it's really hard to fire off a Yamata cannon. You really
Raven, some Raven harassment. Your favorite thing in the world, my friend. We've got a ton of these auto turrets down. 8 of them down there. He's going to sack this friggin' hatchery. I can't believe it.
Love it. Now I would put him a little bit closer to the ramp to get everything that was coming down, but I love that. We see
the fungal
nice
growth.
Fungal growth.
Yeah, really, and Wannabe, I was just gonna say, it looks like he's getting a little lackadaisical with these Ravens, just letting them hang out. Now the BC says, "Hey, sup guys, sup." Just gonna unload
the cannon online.
Who called the fleet? But yeah, this battle cruiser kind of being dirty. Now we're gonna see the infested Terrans. Gonna be thrown down.
Or all the last shadows are gonna pop up right now and go for him.
And one of them looks like he's skating. Did you see that? When he moved down the ramp, he was just skating. But
Zerg on ice.
Exactly. So these auto turrets still hanging around, and he did get the upgrade on the time for him, which I know when you and I practice, you do that to me, and that is so friggin' annoying. But there's a counterattack going on back here at TQ Wannabe's base. We're screwing around a little bit too much here, Red Mage. This has been going on for a while. You can tell by the blood here on the down on the ramp. The infestors now, that one infestor making his way in, not even going to get a fungal growth off. The battle cruiser's moving back in, and now CC Orange says, "Imba." I'm going to take that. I'm bad. Okay. Actually, that is a pretty significant difference in what he's saying. So
yeah, that's like telling somebody no obs and no noobs.
Yeah, no. So yeah. Oh God, that's going to be one of those stories. Whenever we're huge and in freaking Korea, hanging out, sipping on Dom Perignon and smoking cigars because we're such esports gods, that's going to be a story we still laugh about. I hope you know that.
Oh yeah, no, I will probably never let myself forget it, because that's one of those dumb things that you try not to do ever, and at least I got it out early. I didn't do it when I was older, I guess.
Oh God,
in the esports world,
so funny. Meant to be a gentleman, say sorry, no obs. Oh, there's the Yamato cannon, takes down one infestor, overkill to the extreme, and I think that's one of the things that makes Yamato not used nearly enough. is unless it's like BCs versus Carriers, it's just not worth it. I mean, you know what? I mean, if you got the energy, then yeah, and as you pointed out very, very astutely, if you just had them hanging out, you may as well get that upgrade if they're making up the bulk of your army. But there's the GG. So
I was saying, why a GG? My goodness, he had like 8 micro hatches going on there. Unbelievable. He just had 4 of them in his main. He was putting down 4 expansions all over the place. Unreal. Nice job there, Orange. We're going to get in there and see what map he wants there. Great job there by Wannabe taking out 1-0 ZZ Orange. We'll see if he can go for for the 2-0 here again.
Yeah, if he goes 2-0, well, even if he goes 2-1, doesn't matter so long as he wins here. He's actually going to have a chance to take a break. We're going to give him a break and get the next 2 competitors up. That's the rules. We've got it written into the bylaws. It was etched into stone by the gaming gods, a.k.a. Mr. Mini-Me. Excuse me. Etched into the stone that if you manage to win 4 in a row, and we're doing best of 3s, so he's actually well due for a break given the number of games he's played. Then you get a break and we just move to the next 2 on the list. So what map we heading to, friend?
Shakuras Plateau, MLG Shakuras Plateau. Orange wanting a little bit more room this time. Not that he could have gotten any larger than Terminus, really, with the exception of maybe Tal'Darim. And we'll see if we can get this action. Yeah, whoever wins this, of course, is gonna he'll move on.
Right. So, how many more players we got in the pool for the evening?
We just have 2 more, so those 2 guys are going to battle out, and whoever wins from that is going to take on whoever wins this matchup here. So, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If Wannabe wins it, then the winner of that matchup will. Otherwise, we'll go right in through with Orange, and Orange can go ahead and go.
Right. All right, sounds great. Once again, this is the IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and all this action brought to you not just by us, but by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu, Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, got to be jumping right into the action here. Oh, and by the way, just because I'm a nice guy and I always like to do this, thanks to everyone hanging out with us in the stream and what have you else. But jumping right back into things, we're going to see ZZ Orange spawning on Shakuras Plateau, down in the green. Don't know why you'd name yourself ZZ Orange and spawn in anything but orange. TQ Wannabe. Oh, screw off, Orange.
That's right, Orange.
Oh.
You put it on the screen right there.
That's fine.
There you go,
hang on. Wannabe says no. I think he's going to take my side. There it is.
He's going to go for the Nova.
Well,
of course, Nova's hotter.
But still, it's not the medic. Doesn't matter. I win. I win.
And honestly, we were chatting in the Justin TV chat, and I was saying that I would really love to see a psionic battle between Nova and Kerrigan, because Nova's, it was, according to the backstory and everything, the Nova's like the most powerful psyker. So I would like to see how bad the Queen of the quote unquote Queen of Blades would have been had Nova been the Queen of Blades as opposed to Kerrigan. With that kind of psionic action.
But see, that's kind of messing with the lore, though. I mean, the lore was back in the day, and I've still got my StarCraft 1 instruction manual. And by the way, every now and then I'll break it out and just take a look through it. It is so weird to look through that and just look at how many things were changed from the beginning of StarCraft 1 all the way through Brood War to the point it's in today. What?
Well, it was actually kind of a neat trick there. Orange was trying to come in, and the 2 SCVs were standing there at the gap, attacking the drone. Well, the drone moved back, tried to go in and do the old gas steal, but one little hero SCV just did a diving drill bit and nabbed him. Literally, it killed him just before he could push the click button.
Oh, I fail as a cameraman. Sorry, guys.
Good. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, guys. I'll take that one on my bad. But anyway, if you go back and read the StarCraft 1 manual, the idea was that Terrans all have latent psionic ability. Ghosts are just Terrans who maybe were a little bit more inclined to it, but it's the drugs and the process of becoming a ghost that brings out their psionic ability. So it's not like these, it's not like Kerrigan or Nova were born, or like reading minds. The whole idea is like everybody has it. They just select the most physically fit subjects to be subjected to the process. So I don't like it when Blizzard screws with their own lore. It bothers me.
Though it's like rewriting. It's like Lucas rewriting the Star Wars lore because it fits him, because he doesn't want anybody else to know the story more than him, you know. And
exactly.
Because he's a jerk.
Han shot first. Okay. Period. That was
Sure.
I don't know what was the bigger Lucas tragedy. The fact, that, or the whole ET with walkie-talkies in their hands, the security guards. What a joke. What a
still
joke.
Love that. Still love that, And honestly, watching ET when I was a kid, that's exactly what that's the movie that actually got me into Reese's Pieces over M&Ms. Like I will go if I have the choice between Reese's Pieces and M&Ms, I always go for Reese's Pieces.
Right.
Just strictly because of that movie, and I've always been a Reese's fan, the peanut butter cups, that kind of thing.
Oh, Reese's Pieces is so good.
Oh yeah, they're just so especially when you're freezing stuff. I can't put Reese's Pieces in the freezer though. Like I have to eat the Reese's Pieces like room temperature. But peanut butter cups, I won't eat them room temperature. They have to be frozen.
No, you got to freeze those guys. There's nothing like, dude, especially around Easter time. Oh, Easter time, you stock up, you buy like 2 gigantic boxes of the Reese's peanut butter eggs. They actually make the peanut butter eggs with a slightly different formula to make them a bit more creamy.
Really? I did not know that.
Slightly different formula. And stock up on those, stick them in the freezer, and you're set for winter, man.
Nice.
So anyway, back to the game, because, there is StarCraft being played.
There's some game going on. We do see a couple of Zerglings are chasing away that one SCV, and they kill it.
Yeah, action.
There's the action.
Although I like the diving drill bit. I wish I had seen it because I could just picture it. I'm sure he just walked his little self over and went, and he died right in front of it. Just
I want to picture it like it was one of those like slow motion like no, and like he misses the dive or whatever, and then the thing started to crawl over to him like he does it too early or falls.
Red
and
Mage.
Just kind of like
look at the production cue. Look at the production cue. Look at the production cue.
Oh! I see it going down right there. That's my Nidus Network.
Yes,
Orange giving me what I want.
Yep,
not only is he a Medic fan, but he's going to give me the Nidus Network.
Oh yes.
There you go, Orange. That's how you win. That's how you win points in my book, right there. Make your thing. And honestly, if you're going to be playing in any of our events, and you really want to get on to show who you like better, the Banshee or the Medic, you should just change your portrait to one or the other. And if you don't have them, and it's sad to say because I don't have the Medic portrait yet. So that's why I've been using the Wolfen one. But we see all these Zerglings are loading up inside the Nidus Network.
Hasn't been spotted, top left corner there, and this is all in for Orange. He never did take a second hatch, so he makes this work or he loses automatically. That's a lot of Zerglings, though, and here they come streaming out. The SCV's pulled back almost immediately. Wannabe trying to save what he can. Now the question is, does he have the personnel to deal with this? He's got some Hellions. The Blue Flame is not done, so he's going to have to try and deal with this. But Hellions, even with the regular Flames, do a good amount of damage to Zerglings. So as much as I love it out of Orange, he's not even going to be, take down one Hellion. But there we go. All the Zerglings going to die now. He's shut down production, basically, and more of these Zerglings beginning to stream through. The Blue Flame going to be done momentarily, though, and that's kind of what I was thinking. If he wants to really shut this down, all he has to do is lift his buildings up. So, a valiant effort there by Orange, but, that's it. I mean, come on, be a trooper here, Orange. GG, so we can move on to our next game, buddy. We love you, but you're done. You're on Lair Tech on one base. You're done. You're finished. Not going to work.
Yeah, it was, he kind of had, I think the that really the misclick because he had everything there that he needed, but now he sees that they're pouring out right now. But he queued them too far back in the mineral line, giving them plenty of time to get away.
Right.
He needed to queue them he needed to wait till everybody got in or out, I should say, and then run them all as a huge heap, and then completely blocked off that section. Would have been the best thing to do. But I still love it because I got my Nidus Worm right there, and they were just spewing forth Zerglings from the sphincter that is the Nidus Worm.
Sphincter. Don't you just love that word?
The sphincter.
Sphincter. Just sounds so... Yeah.
Sounds so medicinal.
Medicinal. The medicinal sphincter.
The medicinal sphincter.
It's like, I got my sphincter in the mail. I'll use it for medicinal purposes. Come on, man.
The Dewandum, that is the Nidus.
The Dewandum, very nice. Now I know what that means. I'm familiar with that word for one reason. By the way, Wannabe's going to go win right now. Just want to go. And the Roaches said, "Screw it, we're bailing, man. We're getting it." Now they're going to come back out, come out of the womb-like Nidus Network. But again, it's not going to matter. Hellions with the Blue Flame. The Queen's going to be roasted. The drones, nothing going to be able to handle those. More Roaches on the way, and it looks like the Roaches are going to handle these Hellions. Stallions pretty well, but let's just, for the sake of argument, yeah, 4 harvesters to 34. That's it. Game over, man. Come on, Orange. Be a gamer. Please, be a pro guy. You're not going to bounce back. Don't be this guy. Don't be this guy. Be Idra. Be Idra. Quit because you know you're behind. But anyway.
I don't know where he's putting that other network there. I honestly don't see where he's putting it. He had it warming up somewhere, I thought. Or he loaded it in.
Yeah, he loaded him in, but he's not putting it anywhere. He's not building another one. I don't think he has the resources. No, he doesn't. So, yeah, now one more going in. I guess this is going to be his last little hurrah. But
oh, there it is. Yep, there he is. It's all back in the back left corner again.
Yep, the only reason I know what duodenum is, or I'm familiar with that word, is because of Seven. Remember whenever the fat guy, he's on the morgue table, and they're talking about how he received some pressure or trauma to the duodenum? Anyway.
No. I actually, the first time I've ever heard duodenum outside of an actual medical thing was actually in an episode of Family Guy.
Oh, wow.
When Stewie shrinks himself down and goes inside Peter, and he accidentally fires the lasers into the duodenum.
Oh, yes. Good call. Good call. So, where's Orange's army? Surely he's got an army. Wow.
Don't call it Shirley.
Call me anything you like, just don't call me late to dinner, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. There it is, the GG. So Orange's going to be a baller. Tried to get the Nidus Network to work multiple times. GG. So TQ Wannabe going to get a break now. We're going to move on to our next 2 competitors. Who are those 2 competitors there, Red Mage?
The competitors are going to be, let me get to the list here. It's going to be, I want to say Athena, but Athene Wins is going to take on Cloud Berserk.
Right. All right, Cloud, a good friend of ours. Nice to be having him in. And Athena, I know we've seen him or her at some point. I know we have. I just don't know where.
I'm trying to think too, because I want to say we've talked to them personally, but I
that's what I'm thinking
I can't
too.
Place it. I can't. I just can't do
it seems like a Cyberground person because I recognize. It's like I can hear that name being said to me out loud by someone at Cyberground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, Red Mage is going to take care of that. Cloud and Athena, if you're in the stream, you're up now. Get a hold of Red Mage and Battle.net. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is the IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by Itsgosu.com, and of course brought to you by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at Sanya Mabushi Hoffen Goju. Oh yeah, it's the son of a Taiwanese woman and a German dictator. Let's try it one more time. Sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, moving out of the game, and we're moving down to get down kind of to the wire here. TQ Wannabe's torn through, and he's, it's not. I hate to put it this way, but not really a surprise. The guy's 33rd ranked. 33rd ranked guy on the Grandmaster list as of right now, and he's from Think Quick Gaming. TQ, we've gotten to know them very, very well. We love the TQ guys, so Heart to TQ. Check them out at Think Quick Gaming. Lots of good players over there. But, he's on his break now, so pretty much the winner of these 2 competitors, as soon as we get them into the game, is going to be taking him on for our final matchup of this King of the Hill.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we try to... try to get everything going here. Sorry, trying to type in what we need to here. Trying to find it's auto declining for Athene Wins, so I'm trying to get.
All right, put him on the clock. 9:22. He's got until 9:28. Or is he in the chat? If he's there, it's one thing.
Well, yeah, no, he's in the chat, or they're in the chat. I just can't. Could you suggest them to me if you can, please? Because if for some reason it's not letting me. It keeps saying that my input limit is reached or whatever.
There you go.
So hopefully that'll
fix everything.
No. See, now it's being a jerk.
Huh. All right. Well, if you need something out of me, let me know while that's going on. Just so there's no dead air, I'm going to pop our calendar up once again. Again, guys, we got something for you no matter what skill level you happen to be. If you're, that Bronze Silver League player trying to be a Gosu of tomorrow, you can get in on our beta divisional action. And the winner of that actually gets 1 hour free coaching with Revolution of Team Revoki. The guy won the DC Land number 5 last weekend, beating out guys like Lucky Fool, NRG Eve, NRG Lucky Fool, I should say, give him his team credit. Avalo wasn't there, though, so a lot of people are like, yeah, if Avalo wasn't there, it wasn't for real. Hey, he won anyway. He's an amazing player. Alpha Divisionals, Gold and Platinum League, same prize. Even if you're getting ready to crack into that Diamond level, you're still no Grandmaster caliber guy like Revolution. And then Omega Divisionals for our Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster. We got a $20 grand prize on that. And, of course, our IG Cups, the prize pools just keep going higher and higher on those. Our next IG Cup going to be June 11th. And, last time I think our total prize pool was $130, $100 with the first place. So, definitely get signed up for that. We'll have the post up for that very, very soon so we can get everyone signed up. King of the Hills almost every Sunday. Sometimes just because of the way the calendar works out, we have to do one on a Friday or something, which is actually going to be the case in June. So, June 10th is going to be one of our very first King of the Hills on Friday. But, so much going on. Make sure you check it all out. So, we still having issues there, Red Mage?
Still having some issues there. I'm trying to figure out what we can do to try to remedy that. So, just give me one more second.
Here, you want me to try and create the game?
No. I'm just trying to give me one more second here.
Not a problem. Take your time. So, by the way, if you're liking the tunes you're hearing underneath right now, check out the links: halotopic.newgrounds.com, Indigo League at myspace.com/Indigo League, and Ronald Jinkies at ronaldjinkies.com. Ronald Jinkies, this is my favorite song by the guy. Disorganized Fun. It is the title track from his album. Go buy that album. I promise you won't regret it. Ronald Jinkies, just one of my favorite musicians in the whole world. And while you have time in between matches here or match-ups, even go over to YouTube and just put in Ronald Jinkies and see what comes up. I promise you're going to be amazed at this guy. He's just got so much energy, such a positive guy. He really loves music, and he's a character. I mean, that's really the only word to use. He's just a character. He's got these real thick Coke bottle glasses, has a tendency to wear a fedora, and these ugly-ass plaid shirts or what have you. And whenever you see him, you just think, oh, wow, this guy might even be slow, just one of those guys. But as soon as he sits down at the keyboard, he does what you're hearing right now. And just so amazing. So, still waiting to find out. Still having an issue. Now I got kicked from the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go and do a quick remake on that and see if that'll fix it.
You jerk.
What a jerk.
Hey, Hack Benjamin X says, wannabe waiting. So we got one wannabe fan hanging out. Wannabe is pretty baller, not going to lie. He's a pretty amazing cat. Voss apparently has a streak of Japanese in him. He says he likes the adjunct lady, likes the mechanized sexuality. I'm down with you, Voss. Not completely down with you, as in I share your proclivities, but hey, whatever. It's a free country, last I checked, or at least so long as we don't trust the politicians. Anyway, I want to play wannabe, says Chris the Beast. So thanks to everybody, by the way, hanging out in the chat. I've already called a few of you out. And I'll call a few more out just to be nice. Oh, just some random names I see here. J. Grog, Jong Homan, Kurtops, Minked, Billy D, Omfgod, Sourceodin, XMR, Bill X. Wow, Straight Edge, Mr. Bill. So that's going to be Straight Edge Mr. Bill, I'm going to guess. And Straight Edge, man, when you get rid of cigarettes, alcohol, I don't know if you're like the straight edge that goes hardcore and it's like sex isn't even allowed. I mean, for fuck's sake, man, at that point it's all the food groups. I mean, how do you even get by? So Yushimi also as well, and everybody else hanging out with us in the chat. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, working through a BattleNet issue. Not our fault this time. But now he's in there. There's the man.
Yeah, he just had to relog. It was one of those weird things that sometimes it happens.
Yep, so Athene wins, taking on Cloud Berserk. The winner of this is going to move on to take our currently resting prince, our prince that's left the throne, not in any real sense. He's just gone to bed to sleep with a concubine or something like that. He's taking a break just because he's earned it by winning 4 in a row. So he's going to be taking on the winner of this for our final match of the King of the Hill. But Cloud and Athene going to be duking it out to find out who's going to be moving on to take him. So we're getting the ready check right now. Going to be jumping into the action quite quickly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're getting the ready check there. And the winner of this is, of course, going to take on TQ Wannabe. So this is going to be a one heck of a matchup.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. Going to be a blast, really and truly. So, oh, it's been a long day, my friend. Been a long weekend, but it's been a damn good weekend. I don't care. I'm just going to ruminate with you while we get the while we get this matchup set up. It really and truly, it has been a great weekend. Honestly, if you guys missed our stream, even though it had its issues, some of which caused by NRG Lucky Fool, who managed to burn down the drapes, so to speak. But by the way, Lucky, we love you, buddy, really and truly. But check out the VOD down there and hit like, follow, and tweet, pretty please. It does a lot for us, makes our sponsors happy. We've been able to land some major sponsorships just because of that sort of thing. So, yes, looks like we got the go, the old style Brood War ready check.
Well, I was just asking for the go because I've gotten it on Cloud Berserk has told me he's ready, but F-15 Wins hasn't said much.
Well, he said all right. I mean,
well, that was when I was telling him about the that it's a best of 3 series.
Well, come on, buddy, give us the ready check. Y'all ready? He says.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Jumping into things. IG King of the Hill number 9 action. I'm AC. That's Red Mage JR, and these are our sponsors: Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So MLG Metalopolis is going to be the site of this PVZ. Your favorite matchup, my friend.
I love the PVZ. You know, this is great. You know, with that. You know, and I was going to be cruel. Well, I wouldn't say cruel, but I was, you know, because with these kind of things, we tend to start on, you know, a randomly selected map. I was going to randomly select Belshire Beach because nobody has chosen Belshire Beach tonight.
Nobody ever chooses Belshire Beach.
And I wanted to see Belshire Beach. But no, I decided to go ahead and let it, so that would have been my favorite matchup on my new favorite map in the map pool. So,
right.
But I went ahead and put them on Metalopolis.
Well, that's what the rules say.
That's what the rules say. But I think I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna have Mr. Minimew write it in the rules that the rested starting map is going to be Belshire Beach. So that will force everyone to start playing on Belshire Beach,
and no one will sign up ever.
That's right. Everyone's like, I don't want to play that, or they'll sign up early enough where they can maybe get higher up on the list. I'm trying to turn down my phone because it's being loud. Droid. That's right.
Athene Wins going to be our Red Protoss Challenger spawning down here in the 6. Oh, goodness, hiccup. Down in the 6 o'clock position. Cloud Berserk, our Blue Zerg hero, spawning over here at the 9 o'clock. So Cloud's a guy I've gotten to know through a mutual friend. You know, he's a really big fan of us, so heart to him, regardless of whether he wins or loses. He's actually spread the IG name a bit amongst his friends, and he's been having a lot of his friends join in our events. But he's one of those guys who's been struggling trying to pick a race. He just finally settled on Zerg. So, you know, and I know how that goes. It took me so long to settle on a race, and I just got a feeling I'll end up switching again at some point. But, yeah, we see the probe there of Athene Wins. Going to see he's not up at the top, so he's going to be down in the close air positions. And but Cloud, you know, he's a very aggressive guy. He's not the type of player who likes macro games, you know. And I'm not saying that as an insult or anything like that. Just how he plays. He likes to do a lot of early aggression builds. He likes to do a lot of borderline all-in builds. So we can expect to see that out of him here against Athene Wins. Oh
yeah, you know, and right now he's going to discover that this is going to be close air positions here. Cloud Berserk is going to send it, and of course he sent the other one straight across as opposed to something diagonal. Because on MLG, you're either going to get close spawn or close air or cross spawn. So I don't know. Maybe it was a misclick to send it out there, or maybe he's trying to send it on a long path or something. So I don't know, or just one of those things that maybe that one just went off book or something, and he's just enjoying the flying around, the midnight air here on Metalopolis.
Oh, it's beautiful,
just
is it
taking
not?
The sights and sounds.
Oh yeah, I love Metalopolis. You know, back at a true style beta map. This, you know, Zelmaga Caverns is good. A lot of people forget Zelmaga Caverns was not a beta map. It was not an early StarCraft map. It was added later. So. But Metalopolis is just a true throwback to all the beta players, but just such a... I mean, and really, when you look at the map, is it not awesome? You're basically fighting on top of buildings or even, like, shopping complexes. How cool is that?
Yeah, you know, and it's an almost endless city right there. It's like Coruscant, where you just see tons and tons of, skyscrapers. There's no actual land anywhere. There's just, like, these make-believe parks. They have a hollow projection of a tree in memory of a real tree. Smart move here by Athene Wins. He's going to go ahead and throw down that pylon there in that corner. Make sure that he'll be able to see any sort of Reaper rushing that's going to come up, or any sort of elevatoring action.
Reaper rushing and a ZVP.
Oh yeah, you know, with that.
It's all right. You're absolutely right, Red Mage. Don't.
If there was a mystery Terran on the board, like let's just say that the referee decided to become a makeshift Terran.
Well, Cloud Berserk's actually putting on a hell of a lot of roach pressure. It looks like he's going to go for this 3 roach sort of a rush. Don't see the Zerglings. Well, I guess he's not doing the complete all in of it here. He's taking the hatchery behind it. Instead, he's just going to use a handful of roaches here to try and put on some pressure. And this is actually pretty deadly if microed correctly. There you go, Cloud. Pull that roach back. And that Zealot now. And then the 3rd roach arriving just in time. Going to be able to take down that Zealot. Now the Stalker's feeling pretty naked. Going to have to run back. And as we know, 1 Stalker does not match up well against 3 roaches. No sentry there to deal with this. So now going to be breaking through. No warp gate done. He's got the chrono boost on an empty gateway. So a little bit of bad crisis management here. Thene wins. I love how the default panic is 4 gate. Build 4 gates. Just build 4. Build them.
Get them quick.
So now we have 2 Stalkers out on the field, but still 2 roaches as well. So I'm not sure why Cloud's chasing 2 Stalkers with 1 roach. Not the best move there. So a little bit of early aggression there, and this is just exactly what he needed. If you want to be super safe with the expansion and be a bit aggressive, and I really don't think you see enough Zergs do this. I mean, Cloud delayed that hatch, yeah, but so long as he can get the defense up and try to deal with it adequately, the counter push that he knows is going to be inevitable off of these 4 gates since he did see them coming in. If he can deal with that counter aggression, I mean, it's a way to kind of play Zerg a way that a Terran or a Protoss likes to play, by getting in your opponent's face, smashing his mouth a couple of times, and expanding behind it instead of just doing the blind hatch first or the blind hatch first or the blind pull then immediate hatch.
Oh yeah, and right there, Cloud Berserk accidentally misclicking the flight path for 2 of those overlords, sending them right in the path of those stalkers, losing them both, and supply blocking them.